Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome to the Rhinos pregame show sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. I'm Joe Giuliano, and we are for the long haul tonight. It's the West Coast trip for the Rochester Raging Rhinos tonight. They begin a 4-game, 9-day West Coast swing against the expansion California Victory at Kezar Stadium in beautiful San Francisco, California. The Rhinos enter tonight's match with a record of 1 win, 1 loss, and 2 ties. They've got 4 points on the season, standing 5th in the USL First Division standings right now. And the Rhinos have played 2 1-1 draws in their last 2 matches. The thing to look out for tonight for the Rhinos: in the last 2 matches, they fell behind within the first 10 minutes, giving up the early goal. They've been forced to dig back from an early deficit. We'll see what happens there. When the Rhinos have come back, they've scored 4 times, and 4 different players have scored, including 2 defenders, Kenny Burtz and Scott Palguta. So the Rhinos getting scoring from some different sources, but some of the forwards I think need to be a little more consistent for the Rochester Raging Rhinos. Tonight's game marks a bit of a return to the San Francisco Bay Area for head coach Laurie Calloway. He played under the California Victory general manager Terry Fisher when Fisher was coaching the San Jose Earthquakes of the North American Soccer League back in 1979. As we all know, Calloway went on to coach the San Francisco Bay Blackhawks in 1990. Terry Fisher at that time was the GM. They also worked together again in 1996 with the San Jose Clash of Major League Soccer. Tonight's opponent, the California Victory. They've played 1 game so far this year, a 2-2 draw at Swangard Stadium with the defending champion Vancouver Whitecaps. So they enter the match no wins, no losses, and 1 tie. That's the California Victory. When we come back, we'll take a more in-depth look at tonight's opponent, the California Victory, playing out of San Francisco, California. Coming up, an in-depth look at the California Victory. You're listening to the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. Welcome back. This is the Rhinos pregame show. As always, it is sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. I'm your host, Joe Giuliano. My co-host, Soccer Sam, will be joining us in the next segment. Tonight, the Rhinos taking on the expansion California Victory, playing their first home game this evening. The Victory play their home games at Kezar Stadium near Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. Kezar seats 10,000 fans. Also was once the home of the San Francisco 49ers from the National Football League. Again, California has played only 1 game this year, a 2-2 tie at Vancouver. For the expansion Victory, their roster includes 1 player, whose name may be familiar to some fans, California native Chuck Kim. Kim, at 23 years old, is one of the Victory's more experienced professional players. He spent some time in the USL First Division with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds before moving on to Belgium and Germany. Head coach for the California Victory is Glenn Van Stretum, the Dutchman. Their team captain is Chris Schwartz. He was 28th in the 2005 MLS supplemental draft. He is also joined by forward Josh Hansen. He was a first-team All-West Coast Conference player with the University of San Francisco. So a lot of California-based players with the California Victory tonight. And again, their home opener tonight at Kezar Stadium at Golden Gate Park. And I saw some pictures of the stadium on the internet, really overlooking in the background some of the beautiful backdrops of the homes and the hills of San Francisco. Beautiful, beautiful setting. Don Stevens will have the call tonight for you right here on WYSL 1040 AM. So it's the Rhinos taking on the expansion California Victory. That's coming up at 10:05 p.m. or 10 o'clock tonight. Don Stevens with the play-by-play action. When we come back, Soccer Sam will join us. Have the Rhinos found a veteran goalkeeper to replace the injured Scott Vallow, who had surgery on Tuesday to repair his right bicep tendon? Everything went successful for Scotty Vallow. So the surgery went well. He feels great. He's looking forward to starting rehab and getting back on the field. But again, have the Rhinos signed a replacement keeper? Tony Miola's name was mentioned. We'll talk to Soccer Sam about that when we come back on the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream.
The Rhinos are back in action on Sunday, May 27, 6:05 against Miami FC. Come and see all the action as your Rhinos continue their quest for the USL First Division Championship. It's Italian night. The first 10,000 fans receive a magnetic schedule courtesy of Salvatore's Pizza. Group tickets available for 10 or more. Call 454-KICK for more information. Tickets available at the Paytech Park box office, Ticketmaster.com, or call 232-1900 to charge by phone. Come see why we are Soccer Town, USA.
Welcome back to the third segment of the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. This portion of the program is also presented by Free Time Magazine when we join Soccer Sam with us tonight here. Sammy, you're on the pregame show. How are you, buddy?
Joe, I'm doing great. Before we talk about the goalkeepers, I just want to congratulate the Nighthawks for winning the championship and all their fans. Unfortunately, it wasn't here in Rochester due to the circus. And, Joe, I will never go to the circus again. I don't care how bad my wife misses her family. It's not going to happen.
Okay, Sam. I think you're not spending the night at home tonight after that comment, but hopefully she's not listening right now. Sam, let's get to that goalkeeper situation. Miola was in the name was in the DNC today. Have the Rhinos moved forward with any veteran goalkeepers?
Well, Joe, today I was told that most likely Miola is not going to come, but I don't know, man. I know Tony Miola craves the spotlight. He played indoor soccer. I mean, back in the day, right when MLS was about to start, he played indoor for Buffalo, and that was like going down like 5 steps. And I got a feeling, I hope Tony Miola comes here. I'm not into, I know the Rhinos are looking at a goalie from a different country. I'm just one of those guys. I'm not for that. I believe that if you're coming from a country like Italy, Portugal, Brazil, even in the 5th division, you're going to make more money than you can make here. So if you're coming here, you got like one leg or one eye or something's not working right.
That's true. That's a great point. There was talk about the guy from Sheffield Wednesday, Chris Adamson. Let's not forget, Sam, when they came here last year, he was their backup, and I remember talking to fans and some administrators from the club. That guy, they were scared to go into the season with him. They were not happy. He was a backup keeper, so if we bring him in, I think that's a big mistake. But hopefully Miola comes in. You're going to pull some strings and talk to your Cougines and get Tony Miola here?
Well, Joe, I'm sure Matt Ford's working on it. I do have Tony Miola's home number, and I'd love to call him and convince him to come. But, it's not my place. But if it was my choice, I'd bring back, if anybody, I'd bring back Billy Andrecki. I think Billy Andrecki, with a week of training, could be just as good as any guy that's playing somewhere overseas that's not getting any playing time. He knows the league. He knows the players. He knows what they're thinking. And I'm all for all the American thing, man. You got to get American players that the fans can relate to. Last night I was watching some MSG channel and they had Clinton Mathis on. I can't wait to go to a Red Bull game. The guy just inspired me. He's like, I could relate. He's hip. He's cool, and that's what the fans need today. It's great to have foreign guys that played at first division and we bring them here, but these third and second division players that maybe their time is up, I don't think it does anything for the game, and it definitely doesn't do anything for our fan base.
Yeah, Tony Miola, a great move in the nets and a great marketing move to get some fannies in the seats. Have you had a chance to catch up with Scott Vallow this week after his surgery on Tuesday?
Joe, I did not. I feel awful about that. I haven't called him. I hope to maybe do lunch with him next week. Hopefully I won't have to feed him. But I plan to take him to lunch next week and see how he's doing.
How about this expansion California Victory team? Beautiful city, San Francisco. Is soccer going to take out there?
I know they gave away thousands of tickets to school children. I don't see it happening. I think San Francisco on a Saturday night is not happening, man. I think the league needs to go back to the regional thing. Having the Rhinos fly from here to California is crazy. Having Minnesota fly all over the place is crazy. We got to get teams back in Syracuse, get a team in Buffalo, Erie, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg. Do the division things like they do in every other country. That's the thing about soccer. We try to the pure game and the beautiful game and do everything the so-called purest way, but we don't do the basic thing that they do in every other country. All the teams are close to each other, and the only time they travel is for a tournament. But they're all a couple hours away or an hour away, and that's for travel costs and time and hotels. And this whole thing, flying a team to California, is just nuts at this level. And I don't get it, but hey, I have no say in it, so I'm going to go with it. But we need to go back to basics. If we want to do anything that's pure, that's the only thing I believe in, is keep the teams closer, bring back the shootout, let's incite these fans. These ties, the last 2 games, Joe, we've tied. Think about what it's doing to the players. Forget about the fans. The players are walking around so confused right now because after a game, they don't know if they should be happy or they should be sad. They didn't win, so they can't really be happy, but they really didn't lose, so they can't be sad. So they walk around the whole week confused. We need to have winners. We need to have losers. Let's bring back the shootout.
You've been crying for that all season long. We'll see how that goes, Sammy. But I think the Rhinos, in the last two games, they've given up goals in the first 10 minutes. They fought back for a draw. If they want to look for something positive, they didn't lose those games. They came back for a draw. Sam, we'll hook up in a few minutes, right?
We will hook up for a few minutes. And on the postgame, I want to see who's going to stay up with us, man. I'm hoping we can talk to a lot of people. We got a 35, 45-minute postgame show. I want to talk to as many people as we can. And about anything they want to talk about. Maybe at that time of night, Joe, we should do like a little different kind of talk show.
Well, you're in charge of that one, Soccer Sam. All right, we'll talk to you soon, Soccer Sam. Thanks for checking in with us here on the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream, and our Soccer Sam segment always presented by Free Time Magazine. When we come back, we'll take a tour around the world of soccer. You're listening to the Rhinos pregame show. Welcome back to the final segment of the Rhinos pregame show. We are sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. I am Joe Giuliano, taking a look around the world of soccer. Two games in the USL First Division. Last night, Montreal at Puerto Rico 1-1. Seattle at Portland 2-2 on the Fox Soccer Channel. 4 games tonight. Last score we had out of Charleston in the 70th minute was 1-0 Charleston over Miami. At the half, Carolina leading Atlanta 2-1 down in Georgia. Of course, the Rhinos at California tonight. Vancouver is at Seattle. And tomorrow, the Rhinos at Portland will be on the air 8:30 with the pregame show. Major League Soccer, the Toronto FC, their first win ever as an expansion franchise, 3-1 over the Chicago Fire today, a sellout crowd at BMO Field. 2 weeks off for Toronto FC, obviously doing wonders. They've got 3 games in 8 days. They started off with a win against the Chicago Fire. They scored their first goal in 5 games. Other games in Major League Soccer, 65th minute, Columbus 1-1 with Chivas USA at the half. FC Dallas 2-0 over the Kansas City Wizards. 10:30 kickoff, New England at the LA Galaxy. And tomorrow, 3 p.m. on Telefutura, it's the Colorado Rapids at the New York Red Bulls, and it'll be the Major League Soccer debut of Juan Pablo Angel. Angel did play on the 8th this week on Tuesday night in the U.S. Open Cup qualifying match against the LA Galaxy. The Red Bulls lost 3-1, but Juan Pablo Angel, the Colombian international, scored the only goal for the New York Red Bulls. Portugal's Benfica and England's Aston Villa will play exhibition games against Toronto FC at BMO Field. Benfica will play Toronto on May 23rd. Aston Villa will visit on July 25th. Does that mean Rochester has a shot with Benfica and Aston Villa coming just 3 hours north here of Paytech Park? We'll see how that shapes up as the summer goes on. And U.S. goalkeeper Casey Keller is leaving the German Bundesliga. He's leaving Borussia Mönchengladbach at the end of the season. Keller, now 37 years old, has had a great career in Europe. Mönchengladbach is being relegated to the Germany's second division. Is Casey Keller coming home to Major League Soccer? I say bet the farm on it. 37 years old, great goalkeeper. He's got a couple of years left in him, if not 3 or 4. We'll see what Casey Keller decides to do after leaving Borussia Mönchengladbach. And finally tonight, former Bolton manager Sam Allardyce, one of my favorite managers in the game of soccer, appears to be poised to take over at Newcastle United for Glenn Roeder. Big news out of England there. Best of luck to my boy, Big Sam Allardyce, taking over at Newcastle United. That's the pregame show for you tonight, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. Don Stevens coming up with more pregame festivities from Kezar Stadium in San Francisco, California. I'll see you on the postgame show. Joe Giuliano saying ciao for now. This is the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream.
And good evening to you. We welcome you to Kezar Stadium in San Francisco as the Rhinos take on tonight the California Victory for the first time ever, the first meeting between the two squads. And it is the first home game ever for the California Victory, the first time on their home surface here at Kezar Stadium. And that name might sound familiar to old-timers, as it is a building that has a lot of history, a facility that is a little bit different from the days of the San Francisco 49ers and the Raiders that played here. So a lot of history right here in this site, and the field looks great, looks outstanding. They've done a nice job of preparing
preparing it for this soccer season. All right, the Rhinos coming in on the season, a win, a loss, and 2 ties, and currently in 5th place in the USL First Division, 1 behind Puerto Rico, currently standing in 4th place, and 3 points behind Atlanta, Montreal, Vancouver for 1st place overall. And the Rhinos coming away with a couple of ties in the last 2 games. Talking with the coach of the Rhinos, Laurie Calloway, asked him for his thoughts on last game.
Probably a little lucky at the end of the day. I mean, they had some good opportunities both in the first half and the second half. We had 2 or 3 good opportunities, scored once, but I think overall balance of play, they were better than us on the night, mainly because of the fatigue factor. I think we, with the travel schedule we had the same day, 10.5 hours of travel and then playing, we started poorly. We were sluggish and they got the ascendancy, and apart from maybe 25 minutes at the beginning of the second half where we were more in control, overall balance of the game, I think they should have won.
Now, there's been a tendency that's developed here. All but one of the goals that you've allowed have come in the first half. All of your goals that you've scored have come in the second half. What's causing that?
Well, it's interesting because I think the first 5 games of last year, the first 5 games we had shutouts. I think it was the 8th or 9th game before anybody scored against us in the first half last year. What is that? I don't know. We've got some change of personnel in defense, I suppose, now with the Valo thing and Frankie Sanfilippo. And the fact is we didn't have as long a pre-season as I'd have liked to get that to gel, and maybe that's some of the factor. We've certainly got to put it right. And we have gone 4 games with goalless against. Like last year, we'd have 12 points because we've scored in every game. So we've done enough to win. But defensively, we've got to improve this year.
Does that bother you? I mean, it shows good signs of your team that you stick to it and you come back in the end.
Well, the character's shown through, and that's very positive. You don't want to test your character by going a goal down after 5 minutes. I mean, that's not the way to do it, really. But I think the addition of Ball and, who's got more defensive, he's defensive-minded, he understands what I want. He'll be starting tonight. Getting Kraft back, who won't be starting yet, but will be, featuring pretty soon. Some of the similar personnel that we had last year that we haven't had in the first 4 games, as starters, then that's probably going to help. Obviously, we're looking to, for big performances from Chase Harrison on this trip, and hopefully he can live up to fill the shoes that he's been left to fill, which is very difficult. By the same token, we're still looking for an experienced goalkeeper, obviously, that can replace that presence and that void that's been left by Valo. Not that Chase, we're very happy with what Chase has done, and hopefully he'll keep doing.
All right, talking about injuries, first of all, Valo had the surgery earlier this week. How did that go?
Extremely well, according to the doctors, according to himself. He was back at, not training on Thursday, but he was with the players on Thursday, and hasn't come on the trip. Obviously, he's got to start his rehab. But from all accounts, it went as well as it could possibly go, and should be stronger even when he's rehabbed than it was before.
All right, other injuries? Who else do we have to worry about right now?
Ambersley's back, featuring tonight. He'll be on the bench. Be his first time for suiting this season, and Novak, who's been hurt all week from the game last week, he's banged up against Charleston pretty bad. He's on the bench, and Aloisi is fully recovered from the injury that kept him out of the game last week, so he'll be starting it right back.
Laurie Calloway, the coach of the Rhinos, getting underway very shortly at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco. It's the Rhinos taking on the California Victory. Our game is next. Stick with us. This is the Rhinos broadcast. Now, once again from San Francisco, we just had our talk with the coach, Laurie Calloway, who has a great deal of history himself here in this facility and around the Bay Area. And the coach's interview is brought to you by Dodge. Grab life by the horn. Starting lineups are brought to you by Northago Realtors, Rochester's full-service realtor. And starting out on the defensive row for the home team, and that being the California Victory, Luis Aguilar, Kyle McClung. The other defenders would include Matt Fitzgerald and Daniel Smith. And then the midfielders, it's Chris Suarez, Chuck Kim. Other midfielders including Omar Aguirre and Ricardo Sanchez. And then we'll see up front Jose Ortiz. And if I can find the other forward here on the list, and that would be Josh Hansen. And starting out for the Rhinos, On defense, the defenders would include Chris Aloisi, Kenny Burtz. Also in the backfield, Jason Perry gets his first start of the season along with Scott Palguta. Through the midfield, we'll see Stephen Shirley Black and John Ball along with Johnny Menyonger and Chinua Bansu. And then up front, the forwards will include Ahmad Diallo and Matthew Delicott. The Rhinos are wearing a yellow uniform here tonight with the dark numbers. And they'll be shooting at the net to my right. And down to my right in goal will be goalkeeper Eric Reed, is seeing his first action of the season. Reed in goal for the victory. He did not play the first game. The other keeper is the one to play that game, Dominic Jakubek. And then in goal down to my left is Chase Harrison. It's his third match of the season for the Rhinos. In goal, Harrison down to my left as he comes in to this one for his third professional match, or his third match with the Rhinos this season. All right, here we go now as again the Rhinos are shooting at that to my right, and it's Harrison in goal down to my left as the ball is played off of the near wing and up the left wing side for Fitzgerald, checking back, turned to the outside again and chipped across midfield into Rhino territory. Nodded forward, Hansen trying to get loose, but Birch ties him up and the ball rolls away and out of bounds. Throw into the near side for the Rhinos, 20 yards out their own side of the field. It's Aloisi over for the throw-in. Off the right wing side, knocked down at midfield by Ratis and along the near wing for Fitzgerald. As he's tied up there by Delicott, drops it toward the middle for Sanchez, 40 yards out, laying it back near the midfield circle. Ratis back to the midfield line, stepping up is Schwartz as he steps around Menyonger. And Schwartz delivers off on the near wing. That's off the head of McClung and out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos, their own side of midfield on the near side. Just getting started. Only a minute into this game and no score. And Aloisi will take the throw in. Cross midfield. Down to the near wing, but flighted over top of Delicott and recovered by Fitzgerald. He'll drop it back to his own 30. Taken there by Aguilar. And right foots it off of the far wing across midfield, but stepping in underneath it, Palguta volleys it back to the midfield line. Taken again by the victory. Spin around on the far wing. Kim plays it forward. Tied up. Sanchez taken down and a foul is called on the Rhinos. So it'll be a kick for the victory. 40 yards, they make it 35 yards out off the right wing side, the far side of the field. Sanchez directing traffic, trying to get his players, especially his big guys from the back end, to move up without being Schwartz. As they line up along the 18. And the kick again off the right wing side. Left-footed kicker and swinger. And here comes the service. High in the box, coming down to the 6. Head ball in, but that's grabbed off the end line by Harrison. Holds on and comes away with the ball off the end line. Runs out to the 18, waits for his players to move away. Well, the pattern seems to have developed here. The Rhinos have allowed 4 goals. 3 of them have come in the first half, and 3 of them, in fact, have come in the first 14 minutes of the game. That one through, moving in, Menyonger, roller, he scores! Menyonger picks it up on one hop just inside the 18, a high service downfield, rolls it inside the left post, Menyonger puts it away, and the Rhinos take an early 1-0 lead. 1-0 in favor of the Rhinos, and the victory looking around for flags or some help as they didn't seem to know what hit them right there. Well, the Rhinos scoring here in the 3rd minute.
Rochester goal coming in the 3rd minute, scored by number 10, John Menyonger.
Menyonger. And they did not announce an assist. I'm not sure who delivered. I was looking at the sheets down here and didn't see who delivered that one. Big surprise as it came off a quick. Now feed again in the middle. Moving in another shot. Kick saved by Reed. The ball is volleyed away outside the box in the far wing. Handed forward by Palguta. And off the foot of Shirley Black going to the far corner. Palguta after it, tying up there. In deep, and the ball rolls away and out. And it'll be off of the Rhinos. So a throw in deep in the corner for the victory. 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. I was just about to say that the Rhinos have given up 3 goals in the first 14 minutes, but have not scored a goal yet until the second half. And then the Rhinos came out and scored one here in the 3rd minute. So obviously that's the earliest goal from the start of a game for the Rhinos this season. Another foul called, and this time it's on the victory, so a restart for the Rhinos. From the midfield line, the center ref, Ian Anderson. His assistants, Joel Lynn and Peter Fletcher, and the 4th official is Colin Arblaster. Rhinos last played here I think it was about 2002, when the California Seals were in the A-League. Long service downfield by Palguta. Sends it down inside, hit it up in the air along the 18, but in behind is Diallo. And an offside flag is in the air. Offside against the Rhinos. The play goes on. Now we're finding the whistle blows. So the Rhinos taking the first offside call of the night. And so a free kick for the Victory. And goaltender Eric Reed, 23 years of age, from Mission Viejo, California. Played for Southern California in the PDL last year, 6 foot, 190 pounds. Sets the ball to the 18, and with the right foot will drive it out through midfield. Pretty good kick directly into the wind and headed away by Burtz out the toward midfield. Diallo settles it off the chest and brought forward by Black across midfield. Through ball up the left wing side to Diallo. As he turned back trying to get away from Smith. Diallo lost it, gets it right back. On the left wing side, but a slide tackle on the ball, and Smith knocks it out, and it'll be a throw in on the far side for the Rhinos from 15 yards out, and Black over to take the throw in. And actually going to leave it there for Burtz, who moves up. So Burtz, who has that long bomb of a throw in, will try it here. And he's moving back onto the track. Field is surrounded by a track. And here comes the throw in. Load into the box. Flick on by Delicott, but knocked down to the end line. Delicott upended, and the ball rolls out over the end line. It'll be a goal kick. Wait a minute. No, they say it's off of the Rhinos, so it'll be a corner kick for the Rhinos. And the keeper appealing to the linesman. But to no avail, it will be a corner for the Rhinos. Rochester's first corner of the match. 1-0 in favor of Rochester, scoring in the 3rd minute. Johnny Menyonger with his team-leading 5th point and his 2nd goal of the season. As a goal and an assist, now 2 goals and an assist. Service into the box, knocked down to the 6th plate away out the far end, and then driven by Sanchez out near midfield. Stepping up as Aloisi jams it deep in the corner, and he's slow getting up. Got tied up with Chuck Kim, and the foul is called on Kim. Aloisi is just coming off an injury, missed the last couple of games, but he's up and all right. So the Rhinos will have a kick 45 yards out off the left wing side. Menyonger placing the ball. Goes for the quick start, pass ahead, but that's tipped up in the air. Diallo couldn't get to it. Headed away out the near end of the box. Palguta couldn't reach it, and it's carried away on the near side. Spinning around, Ortiz. Pass intercepted by Menyonger, drawing it forward, looking to sneak it through, but lost it, gets it back again. Then taken by Ortiz and a backheel pass on the near side. McClung up the left wing for Fitzgerald. Turns to get away from Aloisi. Across the midfield line along the near side. Plays it to the outside for Hansen, down to the Rochester 20. Watched down by Perry along the near wing. Slips into the corner, Perry after, but Fitzgerald gets there first, feet in front, and Burtz is there to bang it away out over the touchline on the near side. Throw in for the Victory on the near side of the field, about 15 yards out. Throw in, McClung. It's a right back from Ortiz. Now a pass down along the 18, headed away by Perry, and on top and brought away by Diallo. Tackled away at the midfield line and recovered by the Victory. Pass on the left wing side for McClung. As he overlaps to the outside, Perry sliding and knocks it away and out over the end line and off of the attacker, McClung, and so it's a goal kick for the Rhinos. Sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include the World Gym, real gyms, real people, real results. By Power Trip, taste the power. And by Health Source Chiropractic, located at 90 Erie Canal Drive in the Canal Park Medical Complex. Dr. Donald Dudley, the official chiropractic provider for the Rochester Sports Group. Here's the kick. As Harrison with the right foot drives it out through midfield. Headed up in the air and comes off on the near wing. In underneath it is John Ball. On the near side, turns trying to get away from McClung as they tie up and knocked away off the foot of McClung and out, and it'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos. 25 yards out on the near side of the field. Going deep to the right wing corner for Diallo as the throw in from Aloisi. Plays it back to Aloisi moving in, but puts it off the leg of Fitzgerald out over the end line. The linesman says, no, it's a goal kick. The referee will overrule. It'll be a corner kick for the Rhinos. Obviously, it was put off the leg of the defender and out. Scott Palguta will serve it up. Off the right wing side, left-footed kicker. It'll be an in-swinging kick. Sun's coming out a little bit. Down to my left or from the west. Into the face of the keeper. Low kick into the box. Head ball. Other side. Hit a goal. Punched away by Reed out over the end line. Nice head ball in. I think that was Burtz actually to get the shot away. Punched over the end line by Reed. And so another corner kick for the Rhinos. Off the right wing side once again. As Palguta places the ball. Ready to serve it up. Here comes left-footed kick. This time a higher chip for the back post. That went floating through to the far end of the 18, put back in front by Delicott, but that's knocked away, comes out of the near wing. In underneath it, turning side to side, Palguta lays it ahead up the right side, but Menyonger's in behind at an offside whistle. Offside against the Rhinos. Rochester leading 1-0. We're in the 10th minute at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco. Rod Ford. Aguayo plays it back to the keeper, and Reed first times it away out across the midfield line. Perry up for the head ball as he bumps with Hansen. Foul is called on Hansen. And a free kick for the Rhinos just to their own side of the midfield line. Restart for Rochester. Birch moves it over for Perry. Placing the ball, he's going to leave it there. Harrison coming out to take the kick, and he's almost out of the midfield line. Chase Harrison drops the ball back a couple of yards. Harrison is all set at 1.00 goals against average for Harrison. Has 2 ties to his credit. Now coming back to take the kick is Perry. So a little wasting time right there. Perry, long service downfield. That comes down to the 18. Recovered there by Sanchez, or Schwartz make that. Knocked away by Aguayo off of the far wing, and turning back goes Kim. At his own 15, drives it up the right side, but turning back once again being chased. Drops it off Schwartz, shanks it off the right side of his foot. Out to near midfield, headed forward by Birch, and tipped even further forward along the far touchline, but the whistle to stop play as a foul is called on the Victory, and a free kick once again for the Rhinos. The referee having a few words for, I believe that's Kim, Chuck Kim. 23-year-old Hawaiian. Free kick for the Rhinos. 40 yards out off the left wing side. 11th minute, 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. Well, as Birch has moved back a few steps by the referee to take the kick. All set for the kick. Menyonger step over on the ball, and Birch will play it. There is that Black down inside and headed away and on top. Moving in Aloisi. Worst time crack at it, but blocked at the 18 and carried away by the Victory. Sanchez turns it to the outside on the right wing for Kim. Plays it back in the middle, but he flubbed the pass and taken there by Menyonger as he's tied up. Turns, comes away, gives it off to Delicott. Dropping it back in the midfield line. Shirley Black on the left wing side, spinning around. Being chased there by Sanchez. Got slowed up, pass off, tipped away by the far wing, and Sanchez overlapping to the outside of the right wing side. Perry will knock him down, and a foul is called on the Rhino. Don't play goes on. Referee says keep going. Locked away in the far wing. Palguta with the left foot will turn and drive it out across the midfield line. Back for Sanchez as he's chased there. Make that Schwartz. It rolls away off of him and out of Delicott to take the throw in. 35 yards out on the far side. 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. Palguta moving up for the throw in. Lays it along the 20. Delicott spinning but knocked out. And the ball brought away by the Victory. California Victory. Second game in their franchise history. Up the near wing. Carried ahead of the left wing side across midfield. Fitzgerald with a pass for a minute. Intercepted by Aloisi. And the Rhinos have it back. Bunsu across midfield. Menyonger touching it to the outside for ball. He tried to one first time pass, but that's blocked away. And at midfield, recovered by Fitzgerald of the Victory. Turning back ball knocks it away. The Rhinos have it. Pass ahead. Menyonger drops it all the way back to his own 35. Jason Perry in his first game of the season. Off into the middle for Birch. And long up the left wing side across midfield. Ace there. Black is taken down. The ball brought away. No, foul is called, and so it'll be a free kick for the Rhinos. 40 yards out. Fans getting a little disturbed about what they figure is lopsided calls here by the referee. Did quite a few calls already against the Victory in comparison to the Rhinos. Birch with the left foot. Make that with the right foot. Sends it down inside the 18. Up in the air goes Reed. Comes down on his 3. And the Victory keeper has the ball. Runs out to the 18. Fakes a throw. Now he'll take the kick with his right foot. Low kick through midfield. Knocked down. Played off into the center circle. Moving up is Black. Chips it ahead of the left wing side. And running underneath it is Diallo. Out to the 18 of 15. Being watched closely there. Trying to turn to get away. He'll pass down along the 6 in front. Up in the air. Head ball brought out the near wing. And after it is ball. With the right foot drives it high in the air. Coming down to the back post. Punched away by Reed. As Delicott runs into him. Reed goes down. The foul is called on the Rhinos. 14th minute. And a 1-0 lead. for the Rhinos. Scoreboard across the way, I guess it remembers only football scores. It says 7-0 instead of 1-0. Of course, it was a football stadium for many, many years. And I think they still do play football here, high schools and so on. Ball sent through midfield. Sanchez up the back of Bonsu. And the foul is called on Bonsu. You got to be kidding. Well, the referee trying to win the fans back to his size, perhaps. All right, so a restart for the Battery. Left-footed kick down inside. Out is Harrison up in the air to bring it down at his 7 and rolls it off with the near wing. Ball drops it off. Aloisi takes it. Up the right side, a roller out to the midfield line for Delicate. Turns to the outside, spinning back in the middle, drops it off there. Ball chips it ahead, in behind now. Offside flag is way late as Diallo after the ball. I think he actually was waiting for the flag to come up. Didn't see it, so started going, but finally it came up. So free kick for the Victory. Their own side of midfield. Schwartz to take the kick. Congratulations to the Rochester Nighthawks, the National Lacrosse League champions. They came away with a championship victory out in Arizona. So congratulations to the Nighthawks. Playing ahead on the far wing, but headed away by Palguta. Back out around the 35, knocked down, and Perry first times it away. Shanked it off the outside of his foot, rolling away and out of bounds on the near side. A throw in for the Victory, just across the midfield line. McClung with a throw in. Sanchez to the outside. Turned up in the air, popped up in the air, coming down around the 35, and Burt's underneath it with the left foot will send it out across midfield. Stepping in, played across midfield, but the Rhinos take it. Black up the left wing side. Chased there by Kim. He'll drop it back to Palguta. With the left foot, drives it out through midfield. That's headed in the air. Comes off with the near wing, ball in underneath it. As he's turned away, and the ball played along the near side. Menyonger dropping it back in midfield. Aloisi up the right side. In behind is Delicate. And he was put offside on a defensive trap. So offside once against the Rhinos. That's 4th of the match. 17th minute of a 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. Sanchez turning back, drops it through the center circle, and Schwartz long downfield. A race with the ball, trying to get through. Is Kim on the left side, turning back in the middle, taken away off his foot by Palguta. Kim was almost in on alone, but Palguta, great defensive job. Down to Yellow the other way, trying to sneak in behind Sanchez. Turns now on the 18, and then the ball is picked off his foot and played out the near wing. We go end to end. Moving up, ball, but knocked down, handball. And the ball is turned over, a restart the other way. So an opportunity at each end of the field. Neither one able to put the ball on the frame. And the free kick for the Battery. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Nextel Power Up. Also brought to you by Best Volvo, where style, safety, and all-wheel drive come together. And Free Time Magazine, Western New York's art and entertainment guide. Ball delivered through midfield, but spun out of bounds on the near side. So a throw-in for the Rhinos from their own 35 on the near side. Johnny Menyonger giving the Rhinos the 1-0 lead. Back in the 3rd minute. Way downfield, whistle blows, foul is called. Free kick for the Rhinos just across the midfield line.
Free kick to the Rhinos.
First of 4 games to the West Coast here tonight. And the Rhinos continuing their road, becoming road warriors here at the beginning of this season, playing 7 of their first 8 games on the road. Face off. Kick, free kick. 45 yards out, off the right wing side, and then Younger, the goal scorer, will take the kick. Sends it down inside. It's along the about 5 yards out, up in the air as Reed, the keeper, brings the ball down. Throws it away out to midfield through the center circle. Fitzgerald in underneath it. Long service out the right side. 2 bounces down inside the 18 and is stopped there by Harrison. Rhinos have the ball back. Aloisi on the near wing. Long ball flighted through midfield, but that's headed away back into the center circle. Turning back, recovered by Aguaya. Cross midfield, Fitzgerald, but blocked off. Blocked off his foot to the outside of the near wing. Taken by Sanchez. Rolls it off into the middle. 20 yards out. Lays it back to the outside of the near wing, and Sanchez in the middle once again for Aguayo. He'll turn it to his right on the far wing. Reaches as he turns back to get away from Diallo. Has it in the center circle. Now he's dumped by Diallo, and finally the whistle blows. He came down hard on top of the ball, and he's slow getting up. We'll have a restart at the center circle. Reaches will take the kick. 19th minute. And a 1-0 Rhino lead. Ritas turning it off to his right. Aguayo on the far wing, but stepping in to intercept his Black. Brings it away on the left wing side and across midfield. Ritas chasing him. Or not Ritas, but rather Aguayo on the far wing, as now he's double-teamed, the ball knocked away and out of bounds off of the Victory. A throw-in for the Rhinos. Black, quick throw-in along the 35. Menyonger turning back. Drops it off at the midfield line. Palguta spinning. Rolling into the center circle for Tenwell Bonsu. Long chip up the left side. Trying to get it behind Delicott, but out sliding in on the ball to grab it is Reed, the keeper. And he holds on. So the Rhinos able to get the ball in behind once again. Couldn't quite get to it for the finishing touch. Reed with the right foot, low kick out into the center circle. Bonsu steps in, got a right foot on it to knock it down, but it's carried away in turn by the Victory and across midfield. Hansen lost it off his foot on the far wing. Palguta spins it back across midfield. On the far wing, Kim after it. Cross midfield, blocked away again. As ball will be, it's an offside flag is in the air, offside against the Victory. First time that California's been offside of the match. Service through midfield off the left wing side. Diallo in underneath it as he's bothered there by Schwartz. Drops it off. Menyonger return pass in the corner, but Diallo would turn the other way and the ball rolls out. Next game on the trip tomorrow as the Rhinos head up the road to PGE Park in Portland. And they'll take on the Portland Timbers tomorrow, 6 o'clock local time, 9 o'clock Rochester time. So the broadcast beginning with Joe Giuliano at 8:30 tomorrow evening, 8:30 tomorrow night. And next weekend, Seattle and Vancouver. Throw in deep in the left wing corner for the Rhinos. Burtz from 5 yards out. Here's the high looping throw into the box and punched away and out by Reed. Out to the 30, headed forward by Ball. Flicked across midfield by Menyonger. Across the 18, moving in shot. They score! In underneath it. Palguta dives in with the left foot first. Boots it up under the crossbar. In the wide side, the upper corner. Palguta gives the Rhinos a 2-0 lead. Great service back out around the 35 by Ball. Then Menyonger flips it down inside. And Palguta able to put it away. Rhinos' second goal of the night coming in the 22nd minute. Palguta scoring his second of the season. And Menyonger should pick up an assist. And again, they do not announce an assist, but I'm going to give it to Menyonger. And actually, John Ball should get credit for an assist too, but they only give one assist. So it's 2-0 now in favor of the Rhinos. 2-0. And the Rhinos had not scored a first half goal previous, but come up with two here so far tonight. Overlapping to the outside, Sanchez in attack. Down in front, Palguta got a back heel on it. Pops up in the air. Harrison out coming down with the ball 4 yards out. We'll bring it away. Very aggressive on the ball is Chase Harrison. Waits for the players to move away. 23rd minute. Placing the ball at his 18 now. He'll drive it away. Headed to the outside of the ring. Ball in underneath it, but it's knocked away by Fitzgerald. And the pass ahead. Turn to the outside, up the left wing side, across midfield to the midfield line. Sanchez turning back on the ball, and he's bunt there by Burtz, and the whistle to stop play. And we have the referee turning, and he's going back to talk to Schwartz about something. Evidently, he got bumped or clipped or something, and he's heading over to the sidelines. Trainer coming out. I think maybe he's got a bloody nose or something. All right, so Schwartz is checking off. As the trainers, looks like they're attending to him up around the nose or maybe the left eye area. All right, so play stopped. And it's going to be a drop ball as Ball will kick it down now to the keeper for Reed, who picks it up inside of his 18 and rolls it out of the near wing. Reed again did not play last game. Gets a return pass. Can't touch it with the hands. Has to play it away out on the near side and moving up. Aloisi nods it forward, but Diallo and Delicott are both in behind and an offside against the Rhinos. Fifth offside of the night against Rochester. Left-footed delivery across midfield. Perry up. Will head it back to the midfield line, but stepping in to knock it away is Rites. And the ball is played away and downfield, rolling down inside the 18. Picked up on the third hop by Reed. Jose Rites, a 28-year-old from Acapulco. Through midfield. Knocked down across the midfield line into Rhino territory. Pushed to the outside of the near wing for Fitzgerald. Spinning there, lays it back at the midfield line for Aguayo. Back to Fitzgerald to the left wing. You can hear maybe some of the wind blowing here. It's been very windy all day long and kind of chilly tonight. Throw back out top around the 35. Aguayo, pass in the middle. Rites, pass forward. Sanchez down inside. The rolling ball to the end line is taken there by Harrison, the keeper. We'll be hearing from Chase Harrison at our halftime intermission interview. Fine young man. It was nice to talk to him. So that's coming up at intermission. We're now in the 25th minute here in San Francisco in a 2-0 lead for the Rhinos. Menyonger second of the season. Palguta second of the season. And actually the Rhinos defenders have done fairly well already this year in scoring goals. Palguta has 2. Burtz has 1. Only 1 for Diallo. The other, of course, 2 goals going to midfielder Johnny Menyonger. As Diallo is pushed over from behind and knocked down, it'll be a foul called and a free kick for the Rhinos. Near corner of the 18, call the ball 20 yards out. Ball sets it. Palguta's there, Menyonger's there. And who's going to take the kick? Ball is directly behind. Menyonger's to the left and Palguta's to the right of the ball. There's a 3-man wall inside the near corner of the 18 now. Ball moves away. Menyonger. Here Palguta goes to the left foot down inside to the 6. Hit ball in, but he missed the back post and out over the end line on the header from, it looks like, Black. And deflected away off of the Victory. So a corner kick for the Rhinos. Off the left wing side and Ball over to take the corner. Pretty much a blue sky here, but the winds have been blowing. It's been very chilly in the Bay Area in the last couple of days. Here's John Ball, service down inside. Bends it on the near wing, headed up in the air, and it's over top of the crossbar and out off the head ball from Delicott. Other sponsors of these broadcasts include Connolly Printing, the official printer of the Rhinos. Also brought to you by Salvatore's. They deliver everything but babies. And by the Hero East Athletic Club on the web at heroeast.com. Goalkeeper Reed to take the kick. Placing the ball at his 6. Serves it up, sends it out through midfield. Ball comes down to the center circle. Headed back across the midfield line by Bonsu. Chasing after Diallo, trying to get behind Smith. And Smith gets the left foot on it to push it to the outside. On the far wing, Smith taken down. As he and Diallo still battle, the ball rolls out. That'll be off of Diallo and out. So it'll be a throw-in for the Victory from their own 20 on the far side of the field. First of 2 meetings this year between the two clubs. California will visit Rochester on June 22nd. Ball flighted out through midfield. Headed back across the midfield line by Jason Perry. Turned through the midfield circle and out on the near wing. Chased down by Fitzgerald. On his heels, Ball on a pass into the middle. Turning away, Rites sneaks it through. Pass to the outside by Hansen. Deep to the left wing corner. Fitzgerald won't get there in time. It rolls out and a throw in deep in the left wing corner for the Rhinos. Don't forget the U.S. Under-20 men's national team, led by Freddie Adu, takes on the Argentina Under-20 men's national team at Paytech Park on Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Get tickets, Paytech Park box office, Ticketmaster.com, or call Ticketmaster at 232-1900. For groups of 10 or more, call 454-5425 to get group rates. That's Tuesday night, May the 15th. It'll be a great evening. Come on out to Paytech Park. Ball put out of bounds on the near side. Another throw in for the Rhinos to their own side of the midfield line. And Aloisi back in the lineup here tonight after missing the last couple of games out injured. Cross midfield, Fitzgerald on the attack, giving it off to Hansen. Chased behind by Delicott, but the ball is still recovered by Sanchez, and on the outside to Rites. Return back in the middle. Sanchez give and go, but intercepted by Aloisi on the return pass. The Rhinos take it away. Delicott drops it off. Aloisi into the middle. Bonsu from his own 35. Goes long to the left wing side, and Black running onto the ball. Overlapping on the outside is Palguta. Black still has it. Rolls it off in the middle. Menyonger. Long chip on the left side, but Palguta stopped his run. And the ball is way out in front and over the end line. Well, defensive row does a little shifting here tonight with Aloisi back in the lineup. He takes the right outside. And then Perry is the right inside. Burtz is the left inside, and Palguta is the left outside defender. And the midfield, Bonsu, Ball, Menyonger, and Black is on the left midfield. And Bonsu somewhat withdrawn midfielder. And then up front, of course, Delicott and Diallo. Foul is called. Here's a substitution coming up. Substitution already for the victory. I see that it's probably Sanchez who left the game. Is now replaced. Oh, no, it's Sanchez coming back in. That's what it is. He's okay now, and he's back in the middle. Well, the Rhinos had a man advantage for a bit, but couldn't get any attack going as the ball is played up the near wing and across midfield, headed in the middle for ball, and popped up in the air out of the near side. Back to the corner of the box, drawn away by Aguayo, sliding in on it. He's able to play it up the near wing for Fitzgerald. Back to the outside, but the pass taken away by Ball. However, Delicott's in behind, and another offside against the Rhinos. That's 6 offsides in the night already against Rochester. Free kick for the victory. 15 yards out of the near side of the field. 30th minute here at Kezar Stadium, and a 2-0 Rochester lead. Menyonger in the 3rd minute. Palguta in the 22nd minute. Cross midfield, headed forward. Bonsu nods it into the center circle for Block as he checks back on the ball, but is bumped away. And the foul is called on Rochester as they tried to regain possession. So it's a free kick for the victory in the center circle. Kick to be taken by Kim. As he looks things over, fakes it, now steps back and takes a look again around. Moving players, rolls it ahead, down to the middle for Hansen to the 20. Turned back as he's chased there by Perry, laid to the outside of the far wing by Aguilar. As Hansen battling along the far touchline is able to, it's kept in play, and knocked down is Aguilar, and the ball off of the far wing is still controlled. Sliding in, knocked away by Perry, finally out over the touchline, and it'll be a throw in for the victory. To the end line, but stepping in to intercept. Palguta with a left foot hammers it away out to near midfield. That's blocked, but out of bounds off of Diallo. Throw in near the midfield line on the far side for the victory. To be taken by Aguilar. Long throw in at the right side, down to the 25. Hansen tied up there. Ball blocked away, but Hansen gets it again. Turns to the outside now. Feed down and far side the far corner of the box. Taken down is Kim. Ball rolls to the end line. Scooped up there by Harrison. Fans wanted a fall called in the box, but no go. Long ball flighted downfield. Handed up in the air. Coming down and around the 10 and up in the air is Reed to bring it down. Rolled out on the near side to midfield, stepping up. Aloisi momentarily blocked it, but couldn't maintain control. Goes down. Right across midfield, out on the near side, come the victory. Fitzgerald from 35 sends it down inside the 18. Harrison again up in the air, coming down with the ball at the 15. Rolls it out on the far side, and Palguta sends it out to near midfield. Diallo backfield across midfield for Shirley Black. On the left wing side, turns trying to get away from Reetes. Turns off in the middle and rolls it toward the center circle for Menyonger. Pops it up in the air, but couldn't get away with it. And is taken back by the victory. Then tackling it away in turn is Menyonger, but he's called on the foul. So free kick for California from their own side of midfield. Rhinos with a loss and a win in their first 2 games. The last 2 have been ties. Well, the Rhinos trying to get back on the winning side as that's down inside the near corner. Fitzgerald and Aloisi battle for it. On the near end of the 18, drop back on top. Aguayo, long pass down inside, floats through the far end of the 6, comes down to the far end of the 18, got away from Kim, so has to turn off of the far wing, and it's knocked away and out. Palguta puts it off of Kim and out of bounds, so a throw in. And the far corner of the field, about 15 yards out for the Rhinos. Rochester throw in. Sparse crowd on hand here tonight, and it is very chilly and windy. And those that are out here are covered up pretty well. Looks like a lot of people under blankets. Thrown across midfield, and out to the midfield line. And when it gets the wind blowing here in the Bay Area, I'll tell you what, that wind is cold. Turns back at the Rochester 30, brought away by Perry. Spins away from Hansen. Now rolls it to the outside for Palguta. Cross midfield to Diallo. He'll knot it down for Menyonger, but the ball bounced away and taken back by the victory. On the attack into Rhino territory, off of the far wing. Ross down in front, stepping in to intercept his ball. Trying to go quickly up the left wing side, but that's blocked away in turn, taken back by the victory. Pass to the center circle on the near wing. Moving up is Aguayo on the left wing side. Being challenged there. Knocked off the ball by Delicott. Nice job of coming back. Delicott rolls it to the outside up the right wing for Aloisi and across the midfield line for Ball as he turns around to the outside again. And Aloisi had moved forward and wasn't there, and the ball is out of bounds. Throw in on the near side. Now we're going to have a substitution as Fitzgerald will be coming off. Fitzgerald is out here in the 34th minute, first sub of the match.
Substitution for the victory in the 35th minute.
See who's coming in.
Coming on for number 14, Matt Fitzgerald. Number 16.
And it is Morales. Morales is coming in here in the 34th minute. That is Yuri Morales, a 25-year-old from Santa Cruz, California. Has seen time in the A-League in Puerto Rico and Portland. Out of bounds on the near side, and a throw-in on the near side for the Rhinos to their own side of the midfield line. So Morales is in. Ball played back finally to Aloisi for the throw-in on the near side. 2-0 lead for the Rhinos. 35th minute, Delicott flicks it forward, but that's headed away back toward the center circle. Settled there by Ritas, and Menyonger takes it away into the center circle. Burt's off on the left side to Palguta, and then it's across midfield. Black checking back on the ball, being chased there by McClung. Across midfield, and it's knocked away, taken by California. Off of the far wing. Up the wing to the corner goes Morales, but stepping into his turn, taken away is Burt's, and grabbing onto him, Morales from behind, and a foul is called. Free kick for the Rhinos. 15 yards out off the left wing side. Other sponsors of these broadcasts include Zweigels, the official hot dog at Paytech Park. By Cintas, the service professionals. Discover what Cintas can do for your organization. Chase Harrison, Rhino keeper, ready to take the kick. Sends it out through midfield. The floater coming down at the 35. Flick forward by Delicott off of the far wing, but that is out of bounds. Throw in on the far side. Actually was blocked away and out by the victory, so it'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos. 20 yards out on the far side of the field. Play to the corner, on the end line, cross in front, grabbed off the end line, crossed out over the end line. And out, so it'll be a corner kick for the Rhinos as the keeper Reed grabbed the ball and went out over the end line. Fifth corner of the night for Rochester. Not a whole lot of shots in the game. I have it unofficially 3 for the Rhinos and 1 for California. And the Rhinos scoring on 2 of those 3 shots. Corner kick off the left wing side. In swinging kick tipped up in the air and over the end line off the right foot of Menyonger. So now it's a goal kick. 37th minute. Here at Kezar Stadium. 2-0 in favor of the Rhinos. Keeper Reed placing the ball. That is 6. Backs up. Now takes the run at it. And here comes the low kick. Coming down to the midfield line. The wind slows it up again. And Bonsu heads it across midfield. Blocked forward by Menyonger. Moving up on the play is ball to the left side. After it goes Delicott as he's bumped away in. Sliding into the ball to grab it. And his own 10 is Reed. So Reed, the keeper, wins the race. Matthew Delicott was knocking on the door. Right-footed, high-floating kick out through midfield. And the wind really takes it, just slows it up at the midfield line. It's out of bounds on the far side. Off of the victory and a throw-in for the Rhinos at the midfield line. Rhinos women's soccer team kicking off their new season Friday night, May 25th at Paytech Park. Kickoff time 7:35. Again, that's Friday the 25th, and tickets available at the Paytech Park box office. Ticketmaster.com or call 232-1900. We got the women's soccer team going. Got the U.S. under-20 men's national team next Tuesday at Paytech Park. We got the Rochester Nighthawks winning the lacrosse championship this afternoon. All kinds of things going on. Sure, they're celebrating tonight out there in Phoenix. Outstanding. Here's the throw-in. Down inside, tipped in on goal, and it missed the back post out over the end line. That off of the victory, and tell you what, if the defender had hit the ball any more square, it would have been in the net. He was fortunate that he kind of whiffed on his clearing pass because it was tipped out off the back post. Another corner kick for the Rhinos, 6th of the night. Palguta, left-footed kicker, taking the kick off the right wing side. In swinging kick. That comes down to the back of the 6, headed up in the air, along the end line, nodded off the crossbar, off of Delicott and out over the end line. Delicott up, got the head ball on it, but hit the crossbar, went over top, and came down behind the net. Great opportunity for the Rhinos right there as Delicott shows his strength in getting up in the air. So Reed placing the ball for the kick. 39th minute, 2-0 lead for the Rhinos. Backing up on the ball as the players line up at the midfield line. Again, kicking into the wind. Kicking toward the west. Ball flighted up in the air. Comes down at the midfield line. It's like there's a wall right there. Bonsu stepping in, heads it across midfield, but then is booted into Rhino territory off of the near wing, and Aloisi back. Puts it off the leg of Sanchez and out. So a throw into the near side of the field for the Rhinos from their own 30. Aloisi to take the throw in. Up the near wing, Delicate. And up his back is Smith, and the ball up in the air is knocked down on the near wing and carried away by Aguayo, and a pass into the middle. Hansen dropping it off for Sanchez, 35 yards out, spinning on the near wing, trying to get away from Johnny Ball. As he's chased out of the near touchline, stepping in to take it away is Menyonger, and he'll bring it across the midfield line. Slows it up as he's tracked down by Sanchez. Gets a pass off the ball, knocked away, but Delicate steps on, continues over the midfield line, and then he's knocked off the ball. It's taken by the Victory, and Menyonger runs that man down, and so another foul called on the Rhinos. Free kick. Ritas taking a quick restart, and he hits Menyonger. Of course, Menyonger stuck the foot out. The referee says can't do that. So we'll have the free kick all over again. 41st minute here at Kezar Stadium. Very interesting setup with this California team. It's the first USL franchise owned by a professional European team. This team is owned and put here by Deportivo Alaves. And it was brought here by a Berkeley graduate, Dimitri Peterman, as the one to buy the USL franchise. He's also the president of Deportivo Alaves. He also named it the California Victory after Alaves' home city of Vitoria-Gasteiz in the Basque County of Spain. So it's owned by the team from Spain. Kezar Stadium seating 10,000 people. Of course, as I said, once before the home of the 49ers and the Raiders. As the ball is down to the 18. With it, Schwartz plays it to the outside, but that went behind Aguayo and out, so it'll be a throw into the near side for the Rhinos, 20 yards out off the right wing side. Nearing halftime, 42nd minute. Rhinos up 2-0. There's a goal scored by Menyonger in the third and Palguta in the 22nd. Mertz up for the throw in, 25 yards out off the right wing side. Players moving around for positioning. Mertz trying to get away, but Sanchez keeps walking out in front of him. Mertz complaining with the referee, saying, I'm not getting room, but Sanchez is back quite a ways from the line. He's got to be a good 5-6 feet off the line. Just a little time wasting, I think. Up in the air, headed out the far side. In underneath it is Kim. He'll then send it out across the 35 out on the far side of the field where it's picked up by Menyonger. With the right foot, jams it up the left wing, and in underneath it is Black. Going to the far corner, make that Palguta in the far wing. Dropping it back to the outside, Ball with it. 35 yards out, looking for a cross in front, place it to the corner for Palguta with the left foot, sends it along the end line, and it comes out through the 18-yard box of the near end. Laid ahead by Sanchez for Aguayo. As Bonsu chasing him down, Aguayo spins back with the ball, drops it off for Sanchez. Pass forward, taken down, Morales drops it back to the keeper, and he'll touch it from the 6, and with the right foot drives it out into the center circle. Right underneath it, Aloisi for the Rhinos. Head ball forward to Delicate. Off his right shoulder, blocked away on the near wing. Kept in play on the near side by Aguayo. Pass out to the midfield line. And now into Rhino territory. Turned back on the near side. Sanchez with the midfield line. Long shift to the right wing side. In underneath it is Kim. Drops it back for Aguilar, but picks it up himself again and places it into the center circle for McClung. Pulls it to the outside of the far wing. Taken there by Morales with the right foot. Sends it down inside. And Aloisi along the 18 heads it up in the air. Back out to the 40. Nodded forward by McClung, but that right to Burtz. And first time it away on the far wing. Out near midfield, blocked away. Black with a head ball, but a foul is called on the Rhinos. Free kick for California. 44th minute. Here in San Francisco. 2-0 Rochester lead. Restart for the midfield line. Reaches through midfield. McClung plays it to the outside in the far wing as the ball is tipped away by Black. Nice job of getting in the way of that pass, and the ball back at the midfield line. They'll switch it off on the near side of the field, but that went over Sanchez and out. However, across the field, foul is called as Aguilar getting tied up with Diallo, and Aguilar is going to take the plastic. Coming over Schwarz arguing. So the yellow card issued here in the 44th minute to Aguilar. First card of the night. 44th minute, 2-0 lead for the Rhinos. Rochester, fourth game straight on the road here on this West Coast trip. Continuing tomorrow night from Portland, PGE Stadium. And we'll be on the air in Rochester at 8:30 with the pregame show. Join Joe Giuliano for pregame information tomorrow night. Laid out on the near wing and up to the midfield line. Drop back again with it. Moving forward is Sanchez. Off the left wing side into Rhino territory. Checking back to block it away momentarily his ball, but got away now. Ball does recover it again, and again is knocked off his foot, but this time deflected to Delicott. Sneaks it through midfield, and ball catching up, but can't come away. And then it's brought across midfield. A little bit of a volleyball game going on at the moment. Here's Black. Tries to feed it to Delicott on the near side. Heads it back for ball. 20 yards out. Goes for it with the right foot, but puts it way up over top of the crossbar. So a goal kick. As the clock now will stop at 45. And we'll see how much additional time there will be here. We're in stoppage time. 2 minutes of additional time. 2 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half of play. Right across midfield. Up to the midfield line. Sanchez blocked away. Aloisi to ball as he's upended, and the ball is recovered. Brought across midfield by the Victory. Turn to the outside. Morales lost it to Menyonger. The Rhinos have it. Through midfield. Turn to the outside. Menyonger still has it. Drops it to his own side of midfield for Aloisi. On the midfield line, Bonsu first touch through, trying to get the ball through, but blocked away by Smith. Now stepping up, Bonsu again across midfield. Goes to the outside of the left wing and brought forward by Black. Down to the 18, far into the 18, chips it down inside. And Delicott heads it down, moving in Menyonger with a left-footed kick, but wide. However, the flag is up in the air and the whistle to stop play. And we have, looks like the referee, he's pulling the card out again, and this time on Smith. Well, I'm not sure what that's all about. 45th minute. Because the kick was taken down, the ball through inside, and Harrison out to kick it away. Cross midfield, had to hustle as Hansen was right there on the doorstep. Out through midfield, a collision, and a foul is called, and that on Diallo. Both teams are arguing with the referee. We can't believe the call was made. But the foul was called on Rochester. So, free kick for the Victory. Just outside in their own end of the field. Outside the center circle. Smith with the left foot drives it away off the right wing side, but now at the far corner of the 18. Palguta's there to head it away out of the box. They tangle up and go down again. Another foul is called on the Rhinos, this time on Black. Now from free kick from 25 yards out off the right wing. Well, both teams are doing a lot of arguing right now with the referee. As the ball will be placed again, 25 yards out. Just outside the corner, far corner of the 18. Players are lined up along the 15. Sanchez to serve it up with a left foot. Low in the box, scoots through and comes out there through the near end of the 18 and out over the end line. The whistle blows, and that is it for the first half of play. So the Rhinos got off to a quick start in this one tonight. First time that they have scored this season in the first half, and they did it twice. Through one half of play here at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco. It is the Rhinos 2, the California Victory nothing. And this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Once again tonight, Kezar Stadium here in San Francisco. The first trip since about 2002 for the Rhinos here to San Francisco. And, of course, the Victory in their first stint into the league and playing their franchise home opener here tonight. And it wasn't off to a very good start for the Victory as the Rhinos came out, scored early, surprising everybody, including probably the Rhinos themselves, and went on with a couple of goals in that first half of play. First half statistics brought to you by Time Warner. Get all-in-one digital cable, Roadrunner, and digital phone. One simple package, one low price. Here at Kezar Stadium, here's the way it went in the first half, third minute of the game. It was Johnny Menyonger to put it inside the post, the left post, with his second goal of the season, and the Rhinos out to a 1-0 lead. Menyonger giving up with his second, and the Rhinos out to a 1-0 lead. Then gave it another one in the 22nd minute. Great play by defender Scott Palguta as he was Diving out with the legs first, kicked the left footer up under the crossbar on the wide side. Big time goal right there from Palguta. His second of the season. Menyonger assisting. And the Rhinos out to a 2-0 lead. And that's where the scoring ended in the first half of play. The Rhinos up 2-0. Unofficial stats, I had 5 shots for the Rhinos and 1 for California. 5-1, the Rhinos leading. Again, these are unofficial stats. Corner kicks, the Rochester Rhinos had 6 and California none. Offsides, 6 for Rochester and 1 for the victory. And there's your first half statistics. Again, unofficially, it is the Rhinos outshooting the victory 5-1 and leading on the board by a 2-0 score. We'll have our intermission interview for you next from Kezar Stadium here in San Francisco. And at the half, the Rhinos leading 2-0, and this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Halftime at Kezar Stadium here in San Francisco, 2-0 lead for the Rhinos over the California victory. Had an opportunity to sit down with Chase Harrison, the Rhinos goalkeeper who has stepped up to replace Scott Vallow and has done an admirable job thus far. And certainly, I think probably a lot of pressure on the young man, but so far he's been up to the task. Anyway, talked a little bit with Chase Harrison as we want to get to know him better. Asked him first of all to tell us a little bit about where he's from.
Okay, I'm originally from Huntington, West Virginia. Grew up there my whole life. Then I went to college at Virginia Tech and played 4 years there.
So is this your first time basically away from home, or what?
Well, other than going to school, yeah, it's pretty much. I spent a year out in Utah, so it's pretty much away from home other than being in college.
And you're way up north now in New York. Are you finding it different, or what?
Definitely a little bit different than my hometown, Huntington. It's a really small town. There's not as much stuff to do as there is here in Rochester, but I'm loving every week that I'm here. I'm learning more about the city and really starting to enjoy it.
Now, this really is the start of your professional career, right?
Yes, this is when I'm actually starting to get some quality time in goals, so it's an exciting time for sure.
Had you, as you were growing up, played soccer all your life?
Yep, started playing when I was around 5 or 6.
Other sports?
Yes, I also played basketball and baseball growing up. I always thought that I would be playing baseball, and then just when I ended up getting into high school, I had to kind of focus on a sport, and I was more successful in soccer at that time, so I kind of just focused in on soccer, and then it's carried me to here.
What position were you in baseball?
Shortstop and pitcher, though I was not a very good pitcher.
All right, how about soccer? Have you always been a keeper?
No, actually, it's a funny story. When I was about 13, I was trying out for a team that I didn't think that I was going to make, and I'd been in goal a couple times when I was younger, but just after being in the tryouts, I didn't feel like I was going to make the team, and they asked if anybody had played goal before, and I raised my hand because, I was just wanted to play any position just as long as I was playing. And I ended up making the team and starting in goalkeeper from there, and then that's when I really started focusing in on it and, training and going to camps and really started to study the position.
So as you look back, do you wish that maybe you'd been a striker or something besides a keeper?
No, I definitely enjoy being back there. I like the pressure, and I think that it's worked out best for me. I'm not the quickest one out in the field. I wouldn't be a very good striker. I think for my body type and everything, being in goal is probably the best position for me out on the field.
At what point was it you thought, maybe I can be a professional soccer player?
My parents, always told me, you can do whatever you want to do, as long as you dedicate yourself. So I've always kind of had that mentality. When I was growing up, I always felt that I was going to play professional sports. I didn't know what it was because, like I said, I was playing basketball and baseball. Always when I was younger, I said that, to my friends and to my friends' parents, and, I got a lot of laughs growing up that, well, what's your fallback plan and all that stuff. And, of course, I went to school to get my degree and everything, but since I was little, I always said that I was going to play professional something, and it ended up being soccer, so.
What would you get in? You graduated, right, from college?
Yes, I did.
In what?
Consumer studies.
You got anything in mind with that, or what?
No, I don't think that I'm going to really use that degree. It's more just to kind of have the degree so it opens opportunities. I think that I'll probably go towards sales, maybe pharmaceutical sales, and go towards that route. So.
Chase Harrison, the Rhino goalkeeper, will continue the conversation in a moment. We're at the half here at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco, and it is a 2-0 lead for the Rhinos over the California victory. This is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Back at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco, 2-0 lead for the Rhinos over the California Victory. And we're continuing our conversation with the Rhinos' new goalkeeper, and that being Chase Harrison, as Chase out of Virginia, Huntington, Virginia, West Virginia, 23-year-old, 6'2", 180. And I was talking about with him so much has happened to him in the last few weeks. And, of course, one thing that happened was a very tragic thing at his school, Virginia Tech, as he was just graduating from Virginia Tech and coming out of school there. And so I asked him about the tragedy and how close that might have hit at home for him.
It definitely did. I mean, when I was watching on TV, seeing all the buildings and, seeing just the drill field and everything, it was very real to me, but it didn't really strike home until I had the opportunity to go back the day after it happened to see all my friends and everything, and just with all the media there and how everyone was reacting and going to the candlelight ceremony that they had on the drill field that night. That's when it really sunk in and it really became real, and it's just unbelievable how much it affected everyone there, and even people outside of that graduated years and years. Like, I've talked to a couple graduates from 1984, 1985, and how they're affected by it just as much as the students that were there when it happened. So, I mean, it's affecting everyone, I feel.
And then, of course, you come in, you're expecting probably, I guess, to be a backup keeper. I don't know what your expectations were, but it seemed like probably you're going to be a backup maybe to Scott Vallow. And all of a sudden he's out injured, and now it's all sort of like been thrust upon your shoulders right now. So a lot has happened, hasn't it?
Yes, a lot has happened. It's amazing how quick things happen. Because, I came in just a week before, they really started to get their roster set. And I worked my way, got a spot on there, coming in as, third or second string goalkeeper, and then one practice, everything changes. So it's amazing how quick things can happen. You just have to be prepared for it.
Well, you've done well. Do you feel like you're ready to shoulder the load, if you will?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's only, I'm only going to get better the more comfortable I get back there with the guys and everything. So yeah, I'm definitely up for the challenge.
Has this level been different than what you expected?
I had a quick stint at Virginia Beach. Was loaned out there for a little bit before I went back to Real Salt Lake. So I was pretty much prepared for the level. It's definitely a big change from college to this. Obviously, it's a huge change, and there's definitely a learning curve. And I feel like it'll only get better from every game that I keep playing. So, but definitely a different level.
Sort of a bit of a precarious position for you, because you're coming in and the player that was in goal is really considered to be one of the top in the continent, if you will, in North America, and then Hector's already here, and he's certainly ready to play too. So it's a bit of a tough spot for you.
It's definitely, and that's the thing, is that I'm not trying to replace Scott Vallow or anything. He's such a big part to that team. I'm just trying to play my role. That's why you're here as a second string goalkeeper. If something happens to the first string, that that you're there to step in. And by no means I'm not trying to fill his shoes, because that's an impossible task.
So that's Chase Harrison, the Rhinos goalkeeper, done a great job so far, as he's fifth in the league with a 1.00 goals against average coming into this game. Second half action coming up from Kezar Stadium in a moment. It's a 2-0 lead for the Rhinos at the half, and this is the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. About to get underway in the second half here at Kezar Stadium, as the Rhinos now will shoot at the net to my left, and Chase Harrison in goal down to my right. And so the Rhinos now will be heading into the wind, which has been fairly forceful in the first half of play. Wind's been blowing ever since we got to town yesterday, and it's a very chilly wind. It's kind of cool out on the field. The Rhinos are wearing a yellow uniform which has long sleeves on it. Available for substitution tonight for the Rhinos: Evan Novak, Chad Severs, Mike Ambersley, Nate Kraft, Danny Kramer, and Ray Martinez. And also, of course, goaltender Hector Zapata. And those players that did not make the trip: Ryan Weilman, P.J. Shifley, Kevin Burns, Josh Bolton, and Aaron Lyons out injured, of course, along with Scott Vallow out injured. And we wish our best wishes, and certainly happy that Scott Vallow's surgery went very well. And, Scotty, we wish you a very speedy recovery. Set to go now here in the second half. As the kickoff taken by the Rhinos, center circle. It's Menyonger out to the right side. Aloisi plays it out through midfield on the far wing. It skips through, down and across the touchline, out of bounds, off of the Victory, so a throw-in across the way for the Rhinos. Long throw in down to the 18. It's touched to the outside by Delicott. Now passed by Diallo toward the middle. Black couldn't get to it in time, and the ball taken away by the Victory. Pushed by Rites out to the outside on the far wing where it's carried away. Aguayo longs the delivery downfield, and they'll roll it down inside the 18. Backing up, Harrison stops it at his 6. Brings the ball away, dribbling it slowly. Morales now will pressure, so Harrison picks up the ball. Just getting started, second half. And Harrison with the right foot. High ball floated through midfield, and it is a big hopper on the far side. Kept it at the far touchline by Delicott. And nodded forward. Turning back, however, the ball recovered by Aguayo of the Victory, and out of bounds, knocked away and out by Ball. So a throw in across the way for the Victory. Aloisi steps in and turn to intercept the head ball. That's up in the air, coming down 35 yards out. Black heads it forward. Diallo heads it in the air. That's knocked back inside. Moving in as the ball taken. Diallo with a roller in front, kicked away off the line and out by Sanchez. So the Rhinos, as Reed came out for the ball, couldn't get to it. Nice play by Delicott, actually, as he blocked the keeper away from the ball. Diallo got a shot away, tried for a low, slow roller, and it was kicked away and off the line. Corner kick for the Rhinos. They had 6 in the first half. This one off the left wing side. Taken by Ball. Right-footed kicker, an in-swinging kick. Low into the box. Knocked down off the 6. Comes out the near wing and brought away by Sanchez. As he's chased out to the near side by Palguta. Now sends it across midfield. Perry steps in to knock it away. But the ball is picked up now by Morales. On the near side for Kim. Turning, trying to get away from Black. Kim rolls it to the outside. Sanchez from 40 yards out. Left-footed kick. Goes for the far side of the 18. Headed up in the air by Aloisi and out as Ball will now hit nodded forward. And he's upended, and the ball is kicked out across midfield. Back for it. Smith plays it back inside of his 18, and Reed, the keeper, will first time it away on the far wing out to midfield. Aloisi and underneath him. It got away from him out over the touchline. Throw it across the way for the Victory at the midfield line on the far side. Laid away to the outside. Ball challenging Sanchez. It's knocked away off of Sanchez, so a throw in to the far side for the Rhinos. Aloisi stepping up for the throw in. At midfield on the far side. Long throw in. Popped up in the air back at midfield. Looking for the through ball. Nodded away to the outside again off of Smith. And recovered by the Victory. Out to midfield in the far wing. Dropped off there, chipped into Rhino territory along the 35 and on the near side. A foot race with the ball. Palguta gets to it first. He'll then send it out to midfield, but Kim is underneath it, or make that Aguilar looking for the through ball. And it rolls down inside the 18 and scooped up off the end line by Harrison. Pressuring is Kim. Harrison now picks the ball up. Brings it away. 49th minute here in San Francisco. And a 2-0 lead still for the Rhinos, having scored back in the 3rd and the 22nd minutes. Cross midfield, Delicott nods it forward, trying to get underneath it. Diallo, however, that's headed away by Schwartz of the Victory out into the center circle. Brought away, checking back on the ball to take it away is Black. First time cross midfield by Palguta, but knocked loose at the midfield line. Stepping back on the ball is McClung for the Victory. Off to Aguilar across midfield, McClung, but intercepted. The Rhinos take it away. Menyonger goes up the left wing side, but in underneath it is Schwartz to take it away. Pass forward, stepping into and turn, knock it aside. His ball, and the Rhinos have it. Pass across midfield, center circle. Menyonger take it down. Delicott one touch ahead, but Menyonger is down, and a foul is called. Free kick for the Rhinos, and this will be, it looks like a yellow card. Yes, it is. Yellow card is issued. And that to Rites in the 50th minute. Rites. So it is a free kick for the Rhinos. 45 yards out, directly in the middle of the field. Birch placing the ball. Right-footed kicker is all set. Now sends a low kick and to the end line, but nobody could get to it. It's out over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Victory. Bringing it away is Reed. Well, I'm not sure what the cause. There was a call of some kind because he's taking the kick about 15 yards out. Should have been kicked. It's a goal kick off of his 6. Now it's kicked away and out through midfield. Out they go. Birch heads it away on the near side. Black then will volley it out to the midfield line. And in turn is pushed forward by the Victory, down to the Rochester 35, popped up in the air by Morales on the far side. Sanchez rolling it ahead, but underneath it, Aloisi for the Rhinos. He'll clear it out to midfield. Turning back with the ball to the midfield line is Aguilar. At the left foot, long delivery up the far side. Stepping in to intercept once again is Aloisi. Over the ball, got away from him and out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in on the far side for the Victory. And around 35 yards out in Rhino territory. Handed away to the outside once again. Got 2 balls on the field. And the whistle finally stops play. So they'll take the throw in across the way. Again, 2 balls come out on the field. All right, the ref says, here, go with this one. Laid up the left wing side. Served down along the 18 in the middle. As that one popped up in the air as they try and volley it forward. McClung spun around. Black takes it away. In turn, stepping up, Schwartz hits it down to the Rochester 20 and on the far side of the 18 as leveled in front of the 18-yard box is trying to see who that is. Looks like Hansen for the Victory. And so a foul is called, a free kick for California. And this again will be directly in the middle of the field, 20 yards out. Hansen's up, takes his time, walks away. 52nd minute, golden opportunity right here for California. As the Rhinos setting a great big wall just inside the 18, which of course will be moved back. Looking for the placement of the ball. 22, 23 yards out. Now it's going to be a hair to the left of center. And now the referee backing up, moves the Rhinos wall back. There were 500 guys along that wall, which has moved back to about 16 yards out. Or no, maybe 14. Here's a left-footed kick in, and it misses wide. The right side, Sanchez with the left foot tried for the right post, and he missed to the outside. So it'll be a goal kick for the Rhinos. 53rd minute. Remains 2-0 in favor of Rochester. Sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Phoenix Graphics for all your printing needs. Food Link, abundance shared. Also by the Farish Group. The best seat in the house is in your Farish apartment. See them all at farish.com. Ball flighted through midfield, headed up in the air, coming down to the midfield line. Got it back toward the middle, in underneath it. Reaches, but Ball had it momentarily. Then he gets tangled up. And going down is Sanchez, and the ball brought away now by the Victory. Across midfield, long delivery up the left wing side. Rolling toward the end line as Perry blocking the California player, and the ball rolls out. Throw in deep in the corner for the Rhinos. Rochester's 5th match of the season, just the 2nd of the franchise for California. In their first year, played 1 game on the road. This is their first ever home game for the California Victory. Cross midfield. Handed up in the air by Aloisi, nodded forward. Delicate in underneath it, tips it forward, and now it's brought away by Menyonger. Looking for the through ball to Diallo, has to stop, wait for the ball. Then he's up and taken down. Play goes on. As they tangle up, more players go down. And the foul is called on the Rhinos. Free kick for California, 45 out. Pass through into the middle, 35 yards to Aguilar. He'll feed forward, looking for the give and go, but on the other side, it's intercepted by Black and turns to the left foot, drives it out across midfield. Chased back by the Victory. Smith from his own 20 with the left foot. Roller along the midfield, but Black steps up to knock it ahead for Diallo. Drops it off. Menyonger continues on, looking for the through ball, trying to catch Delicate on the break, but knocked down. And the player for California is upended and taken down. A foul is called. Free kick for California, their own 35. As the ball sent through and downfield, rolls down inside the 18, and Harrison lets it roll almost all the way to the end line before he finally picks it up. There's Sanchez pressuring. Harrison running out to the 18. Sanchez stops right in front of him. So now Harrison backing up with the right foot. We'll send it out through midfield. One bounce through the center circle, coming down 35 yards out. Laid off there for Delicate. Turning around, but goes down, and the ball is brought away now by Hansen. In turn, taken back by Menyonger. Has his jersey stretched out about 3 sizes. And the free kick for the Rhinos, 35 yards out. Menyonger almost got away. I'll tell you what, Menyonger's playing very strong the start of the season this year. I think he's playing as well, if not better, than he ever has for Rochester. Not forward now. Bonsu turns it to the outside. A give-and-go pass back inside the 18-minute. And he won't get to it as he's blocked there and the ball out over the end line. Another substitution coming up here for the Victory. As checking into the match, Kim is coming off. We'll have to see who it is that's coming in. Waiting for the signal from the referee to make the substitution. All right, he sees it now and blows the whistle. So Hansen actually is the one coming off. Hansen. This is the 56th minute. 56th minute. Hansen is off. And still trying to pick up the number of the player that came in here. And it is 17, and that is not on the roster. Why is that? Well, it says 17 on his jersey. I didn't have a number 17 on the roster. But anyway, the 56th minute. As now the ball in is knocked down to the 18, comes out the near side, dropped back inside the Rochester 18, pulled out the near end of the box. Pushed forward by Palguta, rolling to the touchline, and finally it's out. And a throw in for California. On the near side, down inside the box, back heel up in the air toward the net, and it's grabbed there by Harrison. Well, it definitely says 17 in that jersey. And I'm looking at about 3 different rosters I've got here, and none of them have a 17 on it. Oh, there's one that's been added down the list here, Luis Mira. All right, so that's the name of the player, Luis Mira. And it has no information on him at all, so he's just added to the list. All right, so the ball downfield. Brought away by the Victory into the center circle. Skipping through with the near side, stepping into and put it across midfield is Palguta. Back of the midfield line. As the ball is recovered by Aloisi across midfield, but a tackle on the ball knocked away. Aloisi again long up the right wing side this time across midfield, and back for it goes Smith. He'll turn it out to the midfield line. Sanchez checking back on the ball, drops it off there, and it's cleared, but not out in time as it was out over the touchline. Throw in on the far side of the field from the California 35. So Mira is into the match. In the 56th minute. That's the second sub of the night for California. The Rhinos have their original 11 still on the pitch as the ball brought away upfield. Turned to the outside again, knocked away. On the 35 in the middle, Mira after it, but the whistle to stop play, and a foul is called on the Rhinos. Free kick for California. 35 yards out, Diallo moves over, and the ball was placed for the kick, and he comes over and just backheels it away. I think he got the yellow card for that. As the ball is played away downfield, that's headed forward. Out to the 35, the 40, and recovered again. But stepping in to intercept Bonsu, knocked it away, and then it bounced away from Aguilar, and the Rhinos have it. Turned to the outside by Black, puts it away off the foot of Aguilar and out. Very alert play there by Stephen Shirley Black. Once again, the Rhinos have 2 balls on the field. So Palguta back for the throw in, his own 20 on the near side. 59th minute here in California, and a 2-0 Rochester lead. Palguta along the near side to Delicate, knocks it down to the midfield line, drops it back for Palguta with the left foot, drives it out through midfield. Turning back for it, Smith being chased by Ball, and he'll play it along his own 25 on the far side for Aguayo. Works his way out to midfield. Pass forward, stepping in. A nice job there to intercept, but that's in turn knocked away. Taken back by the Victory. Down to the Rochester 20, far corner, the 18 pass, 100-foot booted up in the air, high and way out over the end line by Black, and so it'll be a corner kick for the Victory. First corner of the night for California. Is coming off the left wing side. Short to the far end of the 18, a roller down in front, booted away. Recovered again on the far wing by Smith. Turns it to the outside. On the far touchline, 15 yards out. Right-footed cross down inside. And we're knocked down off the 6. Picked up in the short hop by Harrison. He covers up and holds on. Nice job by Chase Harrison down on his knees. Blocks the shot. It got away momentarily, but he quickly dives on it. Harrison kicks it away through midfield. Diallo up. So he gets tangled up and goes down. Brought ahead by Smith of the of the Victory, now sent through midfield and out on the near side to Mara. Mira on the near wing, on the 35, rolls it back into the center circle. Taken there by Ritas. And onto the far side. And underneath it is Sanchez from 20 yards out. Takes a crack at it, but puts it about 10 feet over top of the net. So the Victory starting to take a few more shots. Trying to get something going here. Anywhere. Well, the clock hit 60 minutes, and then now all of a sudden we have on the clock 30 seconds played. I think it was reaching the 60-minute mark. So maybe the 6 is out. We've got a 0, 42, 43. Cross midfield, headed up in the air, coming down to the center circle. Draw back and played now ahead, but that one is across midfield and booted high in the air and downfield again into Rhino territories. Checking back is Bonsu. Turns, has the ball at the far wing. It's across midfield. Pushed forward, snuck by Ball, stepping up. Aloisi, that is taken back by the Victory on the left wing side. On the attack comes California along the far wing. Trying to knock it out in front. Blocked away, going to the corner after it. Perry takes it away as the California player knocked down. Ball rolls out over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Rhinos. Now we get the clock going again. Yeah, it was over 60 now. It's a 62nd minute here at Kezar Stadium. 2-0 in favor of the Rhinos. Menyonger scoring in the 3rd minute. Palguta scoring in the 22nd minute. Each player picking up their 2nd goal of the season. Right-footed kick from Harrison. Drives it out through midfield. And it comes down to the midfield line. Then headed into Rhino territory. Up goes Perry. He'll nod it ahead on the far wing. And Ball checking back. Drops it off for Aloisi. Slow roller across midfield. Off the left foot of Delicate. But blocks it forward. Diallo back to Delicate. To Diallo on the far side. But he's in behind. And the offside flag is in the air. Rhinos had 6 offsides in the first half. And they have 1 now here in the second half. So the restart for the Victory from their own 30. Kick to be taken by Eric Reed, the keeper. Rolls it to the outside of the far wing for Aguayo. Cross midfield, pass into Rhino territory, taken by Morales. Turns it to the outside along the far wing. Sanchez will drop it back. Aguayo moving up. Return pass and a give and go to Sanchez at the 35. Tried to cross through, but blocked away by Bonsu. Knocked down around the 40, and Bonsu with it. He'll send it out across midfield. Black on his horse racing for it. Gets tangled up and goes down. He's fouled from behind by Mira, and it'll be the yellow card issued to Mira as he takes down Black, who certainly was winning the foot race. So Mira, the newcomer, picks up the plastic here in the 63rd minute. That's 3 cautions on the night against the California Victory. Rhinos with the restart. Palguta will take the kick. Has it 40 yards out off the left wing side. Rolls it up the near wing, the near end of the 18 after it Black. From 5 yards out, tips it down inside, but that's headed away along the 6, back to the near wing once again and knotted outside the box. Moving in, Palguta with it a foot. High in the air, back post side, up in the air is Reed to bring it down 3 yards out. Throws it off of the far side to Sanchez. That one sneaking through. Perry turning back, lets it roll, points to the keeper. And he'll back up on the ball, wasting as much time as possible. Finally picks it up as Sanchez was covering. On away now by Harrison. Sanchez running right out, getting in his way. Harrison trying to back away. The referee says, get out of the way. With the right foot, boots it high in the air and across the midfield line. Big bounce in the far wing. Up in the air, headed away and out of bounds. That off the Rhinos. So a throw in at midfield at the far side for the Victory. First of 2 meetings this year between the 2 teams. And the Victory will come to Rochester on June 22nd for the return match. June 22nd. Knocked out of bounds. Actually, a foul is called across the way. So a free kick for the Victory. 35 yards out off the far side of the field. Getting set for the kick. Left-footed boot down inside the 18. Headed away and out top. In underneath it is Diallo trying to get away. He gets tangled up and grabs on, and a foul is called on Diallo. They've had a few called on him here tonight. So now through the center circle. Aguayo plays it out on the far wing as the ball brought forward by the Victory. Turned by Sanchez, spinning around on the far wing. Diallo watching. Pass ahead, stepping in. Aloisi knocked it loose, deflected off of the near side, and moving in, headed forward by Black. Trying to come with the ball at the center circle where it's recovered by California. Sanchez turns it to the outside of the far wing, and that one flighted over top of everybody and out of bounds. Rhinos' next home game Sunday, May 27th, 6 o'clock. It's Italian night of the first 10,000 receive a soccer ball magnetic schedule courtesy of Salvatore's. That is the next home game for the Rhinos, Sunday, May the 27th. Get your tickets and come on out. Let's pack Paytech Park and bring the Rhinos back in fine fashion. That is, again, on Sunday the 27th. Tickets available, Paytech Park box office, Ticketmaster.com. You can call 232-1900. And, of course, for groups of 10 or more, call 454-KICK to get group rates. Out of bounds to the far side. Throw it at midfield for the Rhinos. Aloisi stepping up for the throw-in. Don't forget about Tuesday night coming up at Paytech Park. The U.S. under 20 men's national team, which is led by Freddie Adu, will take on the Argentina under 20 men's national team at Paytech Park on Tuesday night. Offside flag as the Rhinos move down near the end line. So Rochester offsides once again. Kick to be taken by Reed, the keeper. With the left foot, turns it to the outside of the far wing. Rhinos players are up and warming up now. Brought ahead into the center circle. Long chip up the left wing side, but stepping in the way is Perry to knock it away as he stumbles and goes down. And ball is recovered in by Moranas of the victory. Ritas with a pass to Moranas, turns it to the outside once again to Ritas. And he got spun around as grabbing on. Rochester player might have gotten clipped up around the nose area. I think that's Ball. A yellow card is issued right there to John Ball. So the first caution of the night, 67th minute, going to Rochester. Oh, it's Martinez. Oh, Martinez is in the match. All right, so missing some things that are going on here as Martinez is in the match. And the offside flag is in the air against the victory. So a free kick for the Rhinos. Martinez is in. And I can see across the way, it's a long way to the other bench on the other side of the field. And who is it that came out? I don't know. It looks like there's another player getting ready to check in. Headed forward to Martinez. Rolls it to the right, to the outside. Brought ahead by Menyonger. I think it's Diallo that's out. Off of the far side. Brought ahead far into the 18. Turning back toward the middle. Here's a left-footed cross down in front, but booted away and out top. Aloisi in underneath it. Moving ahead, Palguta nods it forward. Up in the air. Popped off the near side. And Danicott will head it to the outside of the near wing. And moving in up the left wing is Black. Looking for the cross to the back post. And underneath it they go, blocked away and out the far end of the box. Off in the corner. On the end line. It's carried forward now by the victory. We're in the 69th minute. Biggest part of the problem here is that the lights are not very good here. Very dark, and it's awful hard now to see these numbers. Played through midfield. Ball knocked down to the center circle. Checking back, Menyonger drops it off. Taken there by Burtz. He'll roll it back to the keeper, and Harrison. First time through, but it's blocked. And the ball rolling out to the end line. However, it was a handball, so the whistle stops play. Well, blocked there by the victory, and fortunately it hit the hand of the attacker.
Substitution for the Rhinos in the 69th minute.
Subs for Rochester. Ball is coming off. And I think it's Novak coming in. Yeah, Novak is in the 69th minute, and Ball is out. Another nice game by John Ball. And Novak is in. Second sub of the game for Rochester. Played out through midfield. Moved back to the center circle. And with the left foot played across midfield by Burtz. Headed up in the air, coming down of the California 35 near midfield. Bonsu with it, volleys it forward. But it's blocked away back into the center circle. Reaches and upended by Bonsu. Reaches goes down and the foul is called. So a free kick for California. Center circle, played off of the far wing. On a new midfield, 70th minute here, and a 2-0 lead for Rochester. That's off of Novak and out on the far side. So Novak moving into the right midfield position. Face of ball. Across the way, throw in for the victory on the Rochester 40 on the far side. Played along midfield, blocked away, and it's brought forward now by the victory. Down to the Rochester 15, to the 5, to the end line, blocked away and out over the end line. And off of the Rochester defender, a corner kick for California. Second corner of the night. Off the left wing side. Looks like Sanchez will take the kick. Left-footed kicker and outswinger. And here comes the service. High in the box. Punched away out by Harrison. As moving up from the 20. A chip shot in. And then puts over top of the crossbar by Harrison. Oh, a great save by Chase Harrison. Leaps in the air. Got the fingertips on it. Tipped it up over the crossbar. It came down, hit the top of the crossbar, and went behind the net. Another corner for California. Great save by Harrison. Again, Sanchez, left-footed kicker. Same spot, up in foot, knocked down along the 6, and booted away finally. Up in the air and headed away out of the box. Martinez nods it off of the far wing, but stepping in underneath it once again, Aguayo. Plays it to the outside. Sanchez turning back toward the middle with the left foot. Being chased there, delivered down inside the 18. It's deflected away and out by Menyonger. On the far wing, recovered again by the victory. Pass off Sanchez, spinning around and knocked away from him. Back out toward the midfield line, stepping in. As Diallo tried to take it away, but gets tangled up. Ball brought forward and is finally tipped loose. Finally, the foul is called to the Rhinos. So, free kick for California from the Rochester 40. Out right in the middle of the field, 72nd minute here at Kezar Stadium in a 2-0 Rochester lead. But certainly the victory have been applying the pressure over the last 10 or 12 minutes of the game so far. Ball placed. Aguayo to take the kick. Draws it forward with the left foot, goes for the frame, and he misses wide right out over the end line. A goal kick here for the Rhinos. Well, I have in the second half 4 shots for California and 1 for Rochester. And again, unofficial statistics. First half, it was the opposite. Rochester 6-1. Well, I don't know how much factor the wind has had to do with it, but the team that has the wind at their back has certainly been the team that's coming up with the shots. Delicott bowled over from behind as he went to go up for the ball. And the foul is called and a free kick for the Rhinos in the center circle. Rhinos will leave it there. Looks like Birch will come up to take the kick. 73rd minute. Birch with the right foot. Drives it down inside the 18. No help there. That skips through and out over the end line. Goal kick for California. Quick restart. Pass to the outside on the left wing. Run forward and back toward the middle. Smith with it. Left foot. Sends it out through midfield. Headed in the air by Aloisi. And it's out of bounds on the far side. Throwing across the midfield line for the victory. On the far touchline, knocked out. Played to the outside again, down to the Rochester 20. On the left wing, across in front, deflected away momentarily by Aloisi. Now down inside the 18, drawn away, the shot, and score. Put away on the right side by McClung, it looks like. Down inside the right post, it is a 1-goal game. 1-goal game as McClung able to tip it down inside the right post. So California with the goal in the 74th minute. And McClung would pick up his first of the season. All right, so the Rhinos now are going to have to batten down the hatches here as it's a 1-goal game. Yes, McClung gets the goal. And once again, no announcement on assists. So as we play on now here at Kezar Stadium. And the ball turned to the outside along the left wing, trying to sneak it through, but blocked away. The Rhinos have it back. Onto the right foot, delivers out through midfield. Chased off of the far wing, but the victory getting to it. Back to the keeper. Reed first times it away. Stepping in underneath the center circle. Menyonger draws it forward. Turns it to the outside of the near wing and blocked with it. Overlapping Palguta. Gives it off to Palguta. Off the left wing side from 25 out. Crossing down inside the 18. Up in the air. Head ball in. Back post and just missing wide right. Off the head ball. Taken by Novak. So the Rhinos finally getting a little pressure there. Goal kick for the victory, 75th minute. The keeper, Reed, with the right foot. Sends it out through midfield, knocked away by Martinez. As Delicate chips it up the right side. The whistle is blown. Delicate is wiped out. It's a red card issued. A red card is being issued. And that to Schwartz. He cut Delicate of the knees, took the knees right off from underneath him. And now the players are starting to bump and push around. The referee and the linesman are trying to separate the players. Everybody bumping and pushing. But I believe it was Schwartz that came in and cut the knees out from under Delicate as he was going up in the air. Very hard tackle, receives the red card. So Schwartz is gone in the 76th minute on the ejection. And California will be a man down.
Red card is issued to captain number 6, Chris Schwartz.
Captain of this team, Chris Schwartz, draws the red card. Delicate is up and walking around. But he is flexing those knees as he got chopped pretty good right there. So the Rhinos with the free kick, 35 yards out, directly in the middle of the field. 77th minute now here in San Francisco, and a 2-1 lead for the Rhinos. This game turned around from what past history has been this season for Rochester. They had not scored a first-half goal before tonight, now scored 2. They had only given up 1 second-half goal, and this one being the second-half goal they've allowed this season. Menyonger goes to the right end of the 18, and it takes one hopping out over the end line. So that play didn't work too well. Pass out on the quick restart off of the far corner. Moving in, Delicate chasing the defender. And the ball picked up by the Rhinos. Martinez on the right side. 25 yards out, drawing it forward. Now down to the corner. And line, cross in front, back post, in a goal. One hopper grab by Reed. With the right foot, boots it high in the air and across midfield. Center circle out on the near wing, stepping in underneath it. Palguta volleys it forward. Delicate getting back in an onside position as the ball rolls through all the way down inside the 18 and taken there by the keeper. Reed with the right foot. Shanks it off the outside of his foot of the near wing and stays in bounds. Moving in Black up the back of Mira, and the foul is called on the Rhinos. Quick restart. Down inside the 18, headed away by Perry out the near side. Black checking back, nods it forward to Menyonger. From his own 30, trying to sneak through, but as he's pushed off the ball, Mira moving in, and Menyonger grabbing on the foul, and Menyonger displays displeasure with that call. There's a few words with the referee. Free kick for the victory, 35 yards out. Sanchez to take the kick. Ricardo Sanchez, 24-year-old from Guadalajara. Played an excellent game. Set to go on the kick, left-footed kick. Going for the frame, and he's wide right and about 3 feet high. So a goal kick. And the California player is out quickly trying to recover the ball and brings it out and sets it to 6 as the Rhinos were taking as much time as they could. Ball placed. Harrison backing up on the ball. We're in the 79th minute. Harrison moving forward with the right foot. Drives it high in the air, and the ball coming down just across the midfield line. Flick forward. Pass Menyonger on the left side. Running onto it goes Martinez. Near corner of the 18. Moving in. Shot. Scores! Martinez puts it inside the right post. Sneaks it by the left arm of the goaltender Reed. Inside the back post. And the Rhinos regain their 2-goal lead. Ray Martinez putting it away. Time of the goal, the 80th minute. And so once again, the Rhinos have a little breathing room. Ray Martinez scoring his first of the season. So it's now 3-1 Rochester. Free kick coming up as Bonsu is going to get the yellow card. He was delaying the restart here. So the caution going to Bonsu. In the 80th minute. On the restart. Brought away by California on the near side. Aguilar pass ahead for Morales. Turns it back and feeds it to the outside. Aguayo on the left wing, drawing it forward down to the Rochester 20. And he's run off the ball. The Rhinos take it back. Pass ahead toward the midfield line for Delicott. Crossing through the center circle on the near wing, chased down by Black. As he'll block the runner Mira off the ball, and it rolls out of bounds. Throw it to the near side for the Rhinos, just across midfield. Scott Palguta moving up for the throw-in. 81st minute. Palguta lights it in. Delicott heads it up in the air, and that's dotted forward. On the far wing and brought away. Zach on the California 25 in the middle, and a pass on the left wing side. Running onto the ball to Sanchez, being chased there on the far wing by Bonsu. Stepping up to take it away is Aloisi. Pass midfield for Menyonger. Looking for the through ball at the right side. Chased down by Martinez on the far wing. Draws it down to the 15. Down to the 10 on the far wing, just inside the touchline. Turns back to get away. Drops it off to the outside for Novak. He'll pull it up the right side. Nifty footwork to bring the ball away to Martinez. Taken down, and it's recovered by California. Turning around. Victory out the ball. Pass ahead, but blocked aside. The Rhinos take it right back on the far wing. Martinez up the right side. Chips it down inside. Delicott up for the ball, but up in the air is Reed to bring it down at his 6. Throws it out on the near side. Brought in by Mira. Out through midfield and into Rhino territory. As Birch takes his man down, and Birch comes away with the ball. Rolls it ahead of the left side, and Birch is wiped out as he went down, and Kim coming in hard on the tackle. And Kim is going to get the caution. Chuck Kim draws the yellow card here in the 82nd minute. Birch rolling around, grabbing onto his right knee. Caution in the 82nd minute. Victory or a man down. They already received the ejection of Schwartz in the 76th minute. And that is the 5th caution issued on the night to California. So they've seen a lot of the plastic here, and the Rhinos have received 2 cautions. Free kick for Rochester, 82nd minute. Now 83rd. Palguta with the left foot drives it out through midfield. On the near side, Delicott run up the back again by Aguero. Or Aguilar actually was the one there, and the foul is called, and the Rhinos have a restart 30 yards out off the left wing side. Tuesday night, U.S. Under-20 men's national team, led by Freddie Adu, taking on the Argentina Under-20 men's national team at Paytech Park. That is Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Get your tickets at the Paytech Park box office, or go through Ticketmaster locations. Ball flighted down inside, forward to the 18, up in the air, Bonsu, but that's headed away and out. At the far corner of the box, taken there by Martinez. Moves around 1, up the right side. Cross down in front, Delicott. Out the near side, and Novak make that block. Couldn't get his foot on it as it rolls out the near side of the 18. Pass ahead near midfield. Blocked forward by Palguta. On the near touchline, then half volley kicked across midfield. Rhinos right back into California territory on the near side. Spinning back with the ball is Mira to drop it off, and there Aguilar will play it out on the far wing to Sanchez at the midfield line. Bumped by Novak, but bringing it away at the left side is Aguayo. Drawing it ahead to Morales on the far wing. Turns it to the outside again. The ball knocked away and out off the Rhinos. Throw in across the way for the victory. 84th minute. Rhinos leading 3-1. Rochester with 2 in the first half. Each team with a goal here in the second half. Pass forward, booted away, but the play is whistled down. Foul is called on the Rhinos. Free kick for California. 40 yards out. A little bit to the left of center. Looking for the restart. Sponsors of these broadcasts include the Distillery, now open in Greece at Ridge Road at 390. Also by Dodge, grab life by the horns. Going for the frame once again is Sanchez, and he drives it high and wide again over top. And out. Other sponsors of these broadcasts, Connors and Ferris, workers' comp and social security attorneys, call 262-COMP. Also brought to you by Moliere Chevrolet Buick. They always say yes. And Time Warner. Get all-in-one. Digital cable, digital phone, Roadrunner. One package. Save hundreds. Goal kick for the Rhinos. Cross midfield. Nodded toward the middle. Hands up with it. Reaches into the center circle to Sanchez. Pass across the midfield line, but played back across midfield by Morales to the defender, Smith, and he'll try the outside of the left wing. at the midfield line. Now as we reach the 85th minute, the ball played ahead, far into the 18, and rolling to the end line is blocked out over the end line. That off the Rhinos. Harry's saying, what's going on here? But the referee says, no, it's a corner kick. So the Victory with the corner off the left wing side. Once again, Sanchez set up the California goal off a corner kick. He sends it low in the box this time, booted away out top, and it's driven all the way out across midfield by Kenny Burtz. Back for it. Now getting to it is the keeper's way out of his net. With the right foot, sends it down to the Rochester 25, headed away by Burtz. Out into the middle for Menyonger, and across midfield for Delicott. Checking back at the ball to the midfield line. Again, Menyonger, long left-footed kick downfield. He's down at his own 18 by the keeper, Reed. 86th minute, and a 3-1 lead for the Rhinos. On the far wing and across midfield. Played away, popped up in the air, and the ball out of bounds. Throw in on the far side for the Victory. Off the left wing side of the throw in. Taken there. Pass along the left wing. The Victory with the ball. Trying to once again gain pressure as it's rolled down inside the 18 and all the way down to the end line. Harrison stops it, applying pressure. McClung, so Harrison picks up the ball. Runs it away out to the 18. Now he backs up. Does a good job of delaying time as much as possible. With the right foot, high drive across midfield. That's flicked forward, but right to the Victory. California with the ball on their own 35 and pushed ahead up to the midfield line. Checking back out to the outside of the near wing. Chased down by Mira along the near wing and a pass into the center circle. That's dropped away by McClung back to the defender Smith, and he'll try the other side for Arguello. Cross midfield into Rhino territory. Sanchez takes it. Watch closely there by Aloisi. And it's up in the air, not out of bounds off of Aloisi, and throw in on the far side for the Victory. Pass ahead, but behind the play. Aloisi is taken down. Whistle to stop play, and a foul is being called. The referee coming over to talk to Sanchez, and the yellow card is issued. Sanchez drawing the caution here in the 87th minute. And so that's another yellow card to the Victory. 6 cautions and 1 ejection against California. So that certainly hasn't been for a lack of aggressiveness on the part of the Victory here tonight. 88th minute now, and the Rhinos trying to hold on here with a 3-1 victory, or 3-1 lead, looking for the Victory. With the right foot, drives it out through midfield, and that is dotted off on the near side. Chased down and brought up the near wing. Mira trying to get away. Deflected aside. Bonsu moving in, able to knock it away, but out of bounds. Throw in on the near side for the Victory, out near midfield. Mira moving in for the throw-in. On the midfield line, gets a return pass right back and rolls it ahead to the midfield line once again for Ritas. He'll drop it to the outside and play back down to his 20. Smith, pass ahead, but stepping in to intercept his Novak. The Rhinos have it. In the middle, Menyonger, pass on the left side, moving in now Martinez at the 18, the left side of the box, but turns away, can't shoot. Martinez still has it, now draws it down inside. 1v1 and places it to the outside of the near wing for Smith. As he turns back, steps over the ball, turns it away from Mira, lays it to the outside for Palguta, chip down into the 18, but headed away out top. Ritas will nod it back to his 18, and it's recovered there by Aguilar. He'll play it forward, but Bonsu volleys it up in the air, but shanked it off the outside of his foot, out of bounds on the near side to throw in at midfield for the Victory. 89th minute. Morales with the ball to the midfield line, into the center circle, a pass off and across midfield for Ritas. He'll draw it down to the Rochester 35, goes long to the left wing side for Sanchez. Down near the end line, across down in front, grabbed at his 3 by Harrison, out coming down with the ball. Well, California certainly has had the pressure in the second half. I have them with 8 shots here in the second half. After just 1 in the first half make that. Delicott sends it across midfield in the far wing with the ball knocked out of bounds. That off of the Victory, so a throw it across the way for the Rhinos. 90th minute. As the clock ticking down to stop at 90. Let's see how much stoppage time. High looping throw in along the far wing. Taken there, drawn toward the end line and hauled down. Rochester player trying to get back up as there was no call made. The ball in the corner, and trying to tie it up in the corner is Martinez, and the ball is finally kicked away out over the end line. That off of the Victory, so a corner kick for the Rhinos. Rochester corner, right wing side. Played along the end line. Martinez trying to tie it up once again. Menyonger moving in. A slide tackle there. And whistle to stop play as the foul is called on the Rhinos. Quick restart by the Victory, brought forward. Out across midfield on the near side. Moving up the right wing. On the attack is Mira. Turns it back along the middle. And played back to the midfield line. Brought forward once again as there is 3 minutes. It looks like 3 minutes on the card across the way of stoppage time. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Clock stopped at 90. Ball on the mound. Throw it across the way for the Victory. Or for the Rhinos, rather, from their own 35. Throw it across the midfield line. Flick forward, but knocked down, and then California takes it away. On the attack, the Victory of the left side. Morales with a pass ahead. As he'll draw it to the outside, and Sanchez tips it toward the middle. Perry is up in the air. The ball blocked forward. Burt's moving in and got a right foot on it to send it out to the center circle. He'll then lay it down to the outside of the near wing, unable to get to it. Mira, and the ball out of bounds. Throw it to the near side for the Rhinos for their own 30. Palguta moving over for the throw-in. We're in stoppage time. Rhinos up 3-1. On the near wing, Palguta lights it across midfield. That comes to Bonsu. Nods it to the outside of the near wing at midfield. Stepping back is Smith, but it's taken by California. Aguilar crossed through the center circle off of the left wing. Touched across midfield by Aguayo. Moving up, Aloisi able to knock it away across the midfield line on the attack. Aloisi right into the 35. Turns it to the outside. As along the far touchline is Martinez. Looking back toward the middle. Ray Martinez on the far wing still has it. 1v1 as he's upended, knocked down. Aloisi pass, but that one's skipping out of bounds to the far side. And a throw in for the Victory from their own 30. Stoppage time, about maybe a minute and a half to go. Throw it on the far side. Handed away. Picked up again by California. And with the left foot driven out through midfield. Back goes Burtz. Heads it in the air. And coming down to the midfield line on the far side. Skips out of bounds. Throw in the midfield for California. Back to the outside again. Drawn back at the midfield line. Knocked away momentarily by Martinez. But then it's cleared away across midfield and recovered by the Victory. Dropped back in the middle. Smith. His own 35. Lays it to the outside of the far wing. Gets it right back from Aguayo. To Smith. And now drawing it forward. Approaching the midfield line. Knocked down the center circle. Give and go. Smith has it back again, but drops it off at the center circle and up the near side is Mira. Cross midfield. Aguilar. Pass knocked away on the near side. Booted through by Burtz across the midfield line and chased down to the near side by Black. Or make that Delicate couldn't get to it. It rolls out of bounds on the near side. Throw it for Aguilar. Dropping it off. Reaches. Pass in the center circle for Sanchez. He'll land to the outside of the far wing for Aguayo. Brings it forward into Rhino territory. Chips it down to the 18, and then went skipping through to the end line. Whistle blows, and this one is history. So the Rhinos coming up with their biggest win of the season here tonight. Scoring 3 in this one, and giving up just 1. And coming away with a victory tonight at Kezar Stadium here in San Francisco. Final score, the Rochester Rhinos 3, the California Victory 1. And this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Come and see the soccer stars of tomorrow at Paytech Park on Tuesday, May 15th at 7 p.m. as the Under-20 Argentina national team takes on the Under-20 U.S. national team. U.S. led by Freddie Adu and Josie Altadore. Tickets start at just $18 and group tickets available for 10 or more. Call 454-KICK for more information. Don't miss this world-class match as the teams prepare for the Under-20 World Cup. Tickets available at the Paytech Park box office, Ticketmaster.com, or call 232-1900 to order by phone.
Back once again at Kezar Stadium here in San Francisco tonight. The Rhinos come away with a 3-1 victory, defeating the California Victory. 3-1 again is the final score. And Rochester now on the season with 2 wins, a loss, and 2 ties. And again, Rochester 2-1-2 record with 3 points gives them 8 points on the season at the moment, moving into a tie for first place in the overall standings for USL First Division. And California on the season now with a win and a loss. So make that a loss and a tie to their credit. A loss and a tie remaining in the basement with 1 point in their standings. But, of course, this is only their second game, and not only in the season, but the second game in their franchise history. All right, let's run through the scoring in tonight's game. It all began in the third minute as Rochester getting on the board first. Johnny Menyonger puts the Rhinos out to a 1-0 lead. Now and through, moving in Menyonger, roller, he scores! Menyonger picks it up on one hop just inside the 18, a high service downfield, rolls it inside the left post. Menyonger puts it away, and the Rhinos take an early 1-0 lead. So that in the third minute, Johnny Menyonger coming up with his second goal of the season. Then the Rhinos came back in the 22nd, made it a 2-0 lead. As Scott Palguta scores his beauty, his second of the season, and Menyonger assisting. 22nd minute, this one turns out to be the game-winning goal. Throw in deep in the left wing corner for the Rhinos. Burtz from 5 yards out. Here's the high looping throw into the box and punched away and out by Reed. Out to the 30, headed forward by Ball. Flicked across midfield by Menyonger. Across the 18, moving in shot. They score! In underneath it. Palguta dives in with the left foot first. Boots it up under the crossbar. In the wide side, the upper corner. Palguta gives the Rhinos a 2-0 lead. So again, the 22nd minute, Palguta with his second, and Menyonger assisting. And the Rhinos out to a 2-0 lead. Halftime came up, and Rochester with a 2-0 lead. And then the pressure being applied by the Victory. 74th minute made it pay off, and a goal scored by Kyle McClung, picking up his first of the season. McClung in the 74th minute to make it 2-1. Made the game interesting, but then the Victory took a red card as the captain of the team, Schwarz, was issued the red card. Chris Schwarz was out in the 76th minute, and the Rhinos then were able to add another one in the 80th minute, this one by Ray Martinez. Coming up with his first goal of the season, Martinez scoring, and this one puts the Rhinos out on top 3-1. Harrison moving forward with the right foot. Drives it high in the air, and the ball coming down just across the midfield line. Flick forward. Pass Menyonger on the left side. Running onto it goes Martinez. Near corner of the 18. Moving in. Shot. Scores! Martinez puts it inside the right post. Sneaks it by the left arm of the goaltender Reed. Inside the back post. And the Rhinos regain their 2-goal lead. So that scored in the 80th minute. Finished off the scoring. Ray Martinez with his first, and the Rhinos come away with the 3-1 victory. Unofficial score, unofficial stats of the night. I had 9 shots for California and 8 for the Rhinos, ending up with a lot of shots in the second half for the Victory. The corner kicks, 8 for Rochester and 4 for California. Offsides, Rochester offside 8 times, California twice. And those are again the unofficial stats on the night. Chase Harrison coming up with his first victory in goal for the Rhinos. Now has a 1-0-2 record. At the other end, Reed's first game of the season, so has a 1-loss record to his credit. And once again, Harrison giving up 1 goal. He'll remain with a 1.00 goals against average. Speaking of Harrison, he made some nice plays tonight, and there was one beauty, which is tonight's call of the game, which is brought to you by Paytech, personalizing personal communications. Again, this is the Paytech call of the game. And here comes the service, high in the box, punched away out by Harrison. As moving up from the 20, a chip shot in, and then puts over top of the crossbar by Harrison. Oh, a great save by Chase Harrison. Leaps in the air, got the fingertips on it, tipped it up over the crossbar. It came down, hit the top of the crossbar, and went behind the net. So that's the call of the game here tonight. Looking now at the Power Trip player of the game. The player of the game selection brought to you by Power Trip. Taste the power. Tonight, the player of the game, I'm going to go with Johnny Menyonger. Tonight, he had a goal and an assist, started off the scoring for the Rhinos, and he was all over the field all night long. Played another outstanding game tonight. So Johnny Menyonger, Power Trip player of the game. The sub of the game, got to go with Martinez on that one tonight, as he came in and made himself known right away with just moments into the game, took a very hard tackle and a yellow card, and then he came back and he scored the final goal of the game, giving the Rhinos back their 2-goal lead and their insurance goal in the 80th minute. So Ray Martinez, the the sub of the game here tonight, which is brought to you by Pellegrinos. And always fresh, always fast, and always delicious. That's Pellegrinos. As far as the play of the game tonight, I'm going to go with Palguta's goal. Scott Palguta scored a beauty as he was sliding into the ball, got the foot out, and with the left foot booted it high on the back post side. There's a great kick picking the upper corner, giving the Rhinos their 2-0 lead, and certainly set the pace for the Rhinos to come away with a victory here tonight. So that was a gorgeous goal. The play of the game brought to you by Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield, helping you achieve your goals. So tonight, the Rhinos come out on top as they have broken the string of 2 ties and come up with a victory here against California. And they'll continue this road trip tomorrow as they head up the road to Portland. And that game will begin in Portland at PGA Park at 6 o'clock, Portland time, 9 o'clock, Rochester time. So the broadcast beginning with the pregame show and Joe Giuliano at 8:30 Rochester time tomorrow night from Portland. Hope you'll join us then. Hope you'll join Joe at 8:30. All right, speaking of Joe, he's coming along shortly, so stick around for more. And our post-game show continues tonight in the first game ever between the Rhinos and the California Victory. Rhinos spoiling the home opener for the Victory and coming away with a 3-1 victory. That's the final score. I'm Don Stevens from San Francisco. Thanks for being along, and this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Here, a good morning on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everyone listening here on this 12:09 Sunday morning. The Rhinos 3-1 winners over the California Victory out in San Francisco. Recapping the scoring, third minute, Johnny Menyonger, Chase Harrison, Sammy and I agree should have the assist.
Definitely.
20th minute, Scott Palguta for a left-footed defender. It was a beautiful strike. The assist went to Menyonger. And then in the 80th minute, Ray Martinez with the assist to Johnny Menyonger. So the Rhinos now have a record after 5 games of 2 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties. They've scored 7 goals, given up 5. They've got 8 points right now. They are tied for first place unless Vancouver holds on for a win. The last update we had there was Vancouver 2-1 over Seattle. That was the 83rd minute. So if Vancouver wins, Sammy, they would have 11 points. The Rhinos would be tied for second as of now because other scores tonight, Carolina defeating Atlanta 2-1 and Charleston defeating Miami 2-0. So Charleston now has 5 points. But the game tonight, Sammy, we watched it on USL Live, 3-1 Rochester over California at Kezar Stadium. Your thoughts on the match tonight?
After the first few minutes, I figured it was going to be 5-1 Rhinos. It just looked that way. California, second game in their history, first home game. Disappointing, very disappointing crowd based on what we saw. I'm hoping there was another side of the bleachers, and didn't look like more than a couple hundred people there. It's very disappointing. But I thought the Rhinos. It's tough when you play a team like that. They just were a sloppy, unorganized team, and sometimes you start playing that way, and it was difficult. But overall, the 3 goals were nice. I thought Chase, he's the man. He proved it tonight. He made, in my opinion, 3 very, very nice saves, and I think he's our keeper for now. I think he did a great job, and you talk about some sloppy, unorganized play. That first goal. Oh, by the way, if you want to give us a call, we don't have a lot of time tonight, folks, so give us a call. 346-3000, free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. Give us a call right away, get you on the air. Let's talk about the game tonight in California. The first goal by Johnny Menyonger, a goal kick from Chase Harrison. The ball is in the air. I coach at the high school level. First thing I tell my defenders is never let the ball bounce. If it's windy, a hurricane, I don't care. Thigh, head, chest, don't let it bounce. 2 defenders let it bounce. Menyonger neatly kind of sneaks through, and nice job tucking it away. But that's just a Bush League defensive error by California. That's unheard of at the professional level. And that ball bouncing, the Rhinos did what they had to do. They made him pay the price. Yeah, their coach blamed it on the win. Second goal, the Palguta's goal. That was a beautiful left-footed blast. The kids got it, man. Palguta really, this whole MLS experience in the off season with Real Salt Lake. I mean, he sniffed it so close, man. This he wants to prove that he belongs to the next level, and he's playing his heart out. Palguta had the honor of being on the USL First Division Team of the Week. My prediction is he gets to be on the USL Goal of the Week. Possible. I mean, what a strike, left-footed cannon. Obviously, the goal of the game, the play of the game, according to Don Stevens. Johnny Menyonger got the assist. I don't know how Palguta from his left-back position got up to the 18. We didn't think it was him at first. Yeah, I thought it was Johnny Ball, but then we saw the replay, and it was great how they had the replays tonight and everything. It was very, nice change of pace. Yeah, we got to listen to Don and watch it. It's really great. And then, boom, Martinez comes in late in the game. They're down a man. California's down a man. He gets the third goal. And, overall, I think our goals are nice, but we totally dominated play. This team, it's just sad. And I feel awful. They were showing, the live camera feed was showing like the halftime. Imagine if you're a young kid and you've been to an NFL game, you've been to a baseball game, you've been to a hockey game, and now you're here at halftime. It's like basically you're just waiting for 15 minutes to go by. It's just sad, dude. That's, talking about the purest thing and all that baloney, you got to entertain. You got to make it an event. It's sad. You made a great point during the game tonight. Obviously you're very familiar with the franchise concept with Salvatore's. if someone buys into the league, they should have a little more support, you're saying, from the USL?
I personally think the USL should hire someone to go to each of these cities and basically show them. You have to have a dance team. You have to have a mascot. You got to throw balls in the crowd. You got to do the T-shirt thing. You got to make it an event. And this whole thing where Americans think, or the so-called purists that are involved with soccer think that the game's going to sell. It's not going to happen, man. It's never, ever going to happen in this country. You got to make it an event. You got to make it fun. And it was. You and I love the game, and we were bored out of our mind watching this. Can you imagine that 8-year-old kid with his dad watching this for the first time? They're never coming back.
Are they going to go back here, or are they going to go see the San Francisco Giants play? Oakland A's.
Right.
Yeah, it's right. It's not an event.
You got to make an event. You got to do things, and overall, I thought the commentary was good on the feed here.
It's just the audio levels were a little low, but that's nothing the commentators can control.
But it is a beautiful thing to get to sit here and watch games from across the country, and I'm proud of the USL for doing that. But I really think they really need to step up to the plate and go around. I mean, we've seen it in Miami. We saw the struggles they're having with attendance, and you're going to see it. I think you're going to continue to see it here until someone understands that this is American soccer. You got to bring back the shootout. You have to make an event. When the players come out at halftime, it has to be like drum rolls, and they're coming out again. Not just like a high school game. Everybody's just coming out of the locker room,
coming down the hill, 10 miles away.
Yeah. It's just it's pitiful. It depresses me because after this many years in this league, we shouldn't. I feel like we're going backwards in some ways with some of these cities and some of these teams.
Our number here is 346-3000, or it's a free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. Again, the final score tonight: Rochester 3, California 1. The Rhinos now, I assume they fly to Portland for the game tomorrow, or is it a bus trip?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's a flight though.
Tomorrow night's kickoff is at 9 p.m., 8:30 pregame show right here on WYSL. Coach Callaway making some substitutions. Ray Martinez coming in for Diallo. Diallo had a very quiet night.
Yeah, I mean, he looked a little tired out there, and I think they had some strong defenders on him, and I think that's one of the things he's going to struggle with in this league is the physical defenders. Delhi got chopped late in the game. We didn't see him a lot. We didn't see a lot of touches on the ball. Back to what we talked about before.
Yeah.
That whole creative midfielder.
Yeah. We didn't see Menyonger did have a goal and an assist. Is the answer to the creative midfield position? We don't know. What do you think? Give us a call at 346-3000. Chase Harrison, we got to talk about him. The little chip shot in the 70th minute. Dove, I think, was with his left arm, tipped it up over the bar. I'm getting to be, I think, a believer in Chase Harrison. Do we waste the money on a veteran keeper when I think he's stepping up and doing a nice job?
I think he's doing a fantastic job so far. What I've seen the last two games, confident. I don't think the goal was his fault in any way. Joe, the bottom line is that I'm not convinced that the shots that he's taken in college and being on a reserve team are any different than some of the opponents we're facing. So I think Chase is going to be fine. I saw some leadership when Kenny Burts got chopped near the end of the game. Chase came out and went after Kim.
Yeah.
And like basically hey, don't mess with my defenders. And that showed some leadership. I like that. It was promising. So I think this kid's going to be for real, and hopefully they stick with him. And Hector Zapata is their backup. I think it'll be fine. Let's focus on that creative midfielder and a forward that's going to score some goals. A lot of our goals right now are, Johnny Menyonger's a midfielder. Boom Boom Martinez came in as a forward, but technically he's been a midfielder. And Palguta's a defender. The last two goals, were by defenders and then Menyonger. So,
Martinez's goal, getting back to his third goal of the game, the whole play started on another goal kick from Chase Harrison. It was flicked in the air. Then Menyonger had a huge pocket about 35 yards out before he sprung Martinez on a through ball. But the long balls, the Rhinos kept going with them. California had no answer for them. Again, very, very sloppy. You could tell they're new. They're going to take their lumps. I don't know how they tied Vancouver at Vancouver 2-2. Because what I saw from that team tonight, surprising.
That's a shocker, that game. But hey, maybe they're just nervous. They're big home opener, and a lot has to be said for when you're a pro player or you sign a contract and you think you're a pro player, and you come out of the tunnel and there's no one there. What does that do to you mentally? What does that change you? I strongly believe that the first year of the Rhinos, when those guys are playing at Fallbrook, then going on these road trips and playing in high school stadiums, guys that were playing indoor and packed arenas and their friends were playing in MLS, I thought it brought them down. That home opener at Frontier Field back in '96, it just brought them to a new level. And I think that some of these guys, for California, might be feeling that right now.
Yeah, it was very disheartening to see that crowd for the return of pro soccer to Northern California. Let's throw the trivia out there before we go to break, folks. The number again is 346-3000, star 1040 on the Verizon Wireless. It was a bit of a homecoming tonight for Rhinos head coach Laurie Calloway. He coached in the San Francisco area from 1991 to 1995 in the APSL, the American Professional Soccer League. What was the name of the team that Laurie Calloway coached? Soccer Sam has a prize package of
4 tickets to the big game on May 27th, Italian night, honoring the Italian legend, Mr. Joe Capogreco. 6 p.m. start, great night out. Come out, enjoy yourself at Paytech Park.
So give us a call, 346-3000. What team in San Francisco did Laurie Calloway coach from 1991 to 1995 in the APSL? You are listening to the Heineken Direct Call-In Show, also sponsored by Auction Direct right here.
Harrison moving forward with the right foot. Drives it high in the air, and the ball coming down just across the midfield line. Flick forward. Has Menyonger on the left side. Running onto it goes Martinez. Near corner of the 18. Moving in. Shot. Scores! Martinez puts it inside the right post. Sneaks it by the left arm of the goaltender Reed. Inside the back post. And the Rhinos regain their 2-goal lead.
Welcome back. This is the Heineken Direct Call-In Show, also sponsored by Auction Direct. I'm Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. Trivia is still out there, folks. Laurie Calloway coached in the San Francisco area from 1991 to 1995 in the American Professional Soccer League, the APSL. What was the name of that team that he coached? Give us a call. 4 tickets to the Rhinos and Miami FC on Sunday, May 27th at Paytech Park. And let's go to the phones now and speak with the man who is the subject of our trivia question tonight, Laurie Calloway. Coach, congratulations and welcome to the postgame show.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
3-1 winners tonight. A bit of a homecoming for you tonight, going to Northern California. How was it returning there tonight?
It's fun. I mean, I'm sort of 45 miles from where I live most of the time here. I was down in San Jose, and obviously in the city often because of its proximity to San Jose, but never lived here. But it was like a homecoming. I saw a lot of people tonight who I hadn't seen in a long, long time, and obviously my daughter and husband and my little grandchild live here, so I haven't seen them since Christmas, so it was really nice to come home and see them.
Coach, you mentioned at halftime about the win factor, and you're going to do some technical changes in the second half. It seemed to work for you. What was that?
Well, we just said we told Shirley and Bawley not to go forward as much, and we would expect it to absorb a tremendous amount of pressure, which we did. We knew that would come at us. The wind was very, very strong, and obviously their ears were probably ringing after their first half performance, so we knew they'd come after us, and we just basically played a little more cautiously, and then made the defensive substitutions with Novak for Bawley, who got a yellow card, and we were worried about him getting a red because they'd already given them one. So those were sort of the tactics that we used, and tried to get the breaks going, and eventually we got one of those and got the 3-1.
Coach, I can't recall a time I've seen so many yellow cards in a game. I mean, California had several yellow cards in this game. They're a new team. They're going through some growing pains. Talk about that squad, what they might be going through at this time.
Well, they've got a couple of players who are what I'd call nasty. They're a little reckless. I had probably 4 or 5 players who were a little reckless. Yeah. It was a home game for them, the home opener, the bringing back of professional soccer to the Bay Area. So they were high as kites. I think probably they won't be as reckless in the future, but unfortunately, somebody could have got hurt there because there were some really bad tackles. But I think it might be a tendency with them because they played Necaxa last week in a friendly from Mexico, and there was 12 yellow cards and 3 red cards in that game. So this was probably very similar, except that they only had the 1 red card, but there was lots and lots of yellow cards.
Coach, Chase Harrison made, in my opinion, 3 great saves tonight and assisted on one of the goals, the first goal. Your thoughts of him?
Oh, he did great. I mean, he had no chance on the goal. I couldn't see it very well from my vantage point, but The guy was pretty close when he slotted it past Chase's left hand, but I mean, the long ball, the kick to Menyonger caught them napping a little bit. I don't know whether they misjudged the wind. They hadn't got used to the wind yet. But Johnny took a great opportunist goal there, and Chase got an assist. That was great, and then he made some key saves when we needed him, and particularly the one that he flicked over the bar there near the end, or 5 minutes to go, could have put us under real pressure, and he did what he had to do. He's a good young keeper, and he's doing a good job for us right now.
Coach Scott Palguta, is he in the mold of Laurie Calloway, left-footed, tough defender? Scored a rocket of a volley tonight. Is he following in your footsteps, or what?
Well, I'm asking him, at home, if he stays at left back. Obviously, we use Scott in the middle a lot, and we got Kraft as an option there, and obviously Shirley as an option. But when he's on that left side, I want him to get forward on the road a little less, and it was at a set piece where he got his great volley. We've always bring him up for those, and in fact tonight we had him taking the corners on the right side with his left foot. But I like to think I'm sort of helping him be somewhat like me. I think I was a little more vocal than Scott, though. He's a really quiet guy. I mean, I used to be a lot more verbal and vocal on the field.
Coach, in his car and his visor, he's got an NASL player card of you that he looks at every day.
Who does? Scott?
Palguta, you're his hero.
Is it on his bedroom wall?
That's the poster.
Yeah, that's when I was lean and mean. You probably can't recognize me now.
Coach, my question to you is tonight, pro soccer's coming back to the area, the Bay Area there. It seemed very disappointing from the view we had here. How was it there?
Yeah, I think everybody's disappointed with the crowd. I don't know what they've announced, but I've got Yuki here with me.
Coach, did we lose you?
I think Coach was on his cell phone. May have lost Coach Calloway, but he said a bit of a disappointing turnout for the home opener and the return of pro soccer to Northern California. Nick, if you can try to get Coach Calloway back on the line, I know Sammy's got a couple more questions for him. Trivia is still out there as well. Laurie Calloway coached in San Francisco from 1991 to 1995 in the APSL. What was the name of the team that he coached? Give us a call, 346-3000 or star 1040 on the Verizon Wireless. Again, the score tonight, Rochester 3, California 1. Pro soccer back to Northern California, and the turnout, I expected much bigger turnout, especially with the Dimitri Peterman, who owns Deportivo Alaves in the Spanish second division. Maybe I expected a little more of a professional production, especially with a big shot like that.
The problem is that the other team he owns, the game itself solves itself, and it's not going to happen here.
True.
Coach Calloway, sorry about that, sir.
No problem.
Coach, my question to you is injury-wise. We saw that Delhi got chopped from behind pretty hard. Kenny Burt's got hit from behind pretty hard. We know that Aaron Kiwi Lyons didn't make the trip. How are we looking for tomorrow night in the big game against Portland?
I think we'll be fine. I think it's bumps and bruises. Delhi's it looked very, very nasty, and he doesn't go down unless it is bad. But he within a few minutes he was back on his feet, and I'm sure he'll have some bumps and bruises like a lot of us, because there was some reckless tackling going on there tonight. But we've got a good squad of guys, and we'll see how it is in the morning, the aches and pains, and look at the possibility of giving a few more guys some time tomorrow.
Coach, what's the schedule now? You got a game tomorrow in Portland, as Sammy mentioned. Do you fly out there tonight, or is it a trip tomorrow morning and play tomorrow night?
No, I think we have a 6:30 flight or something like that tomorrow, and we get in very early because it's only about an hour to Portland, so we'll have plenty of time for the guys to get their feet up and get a pre-game meal. And it's not ideal, but it's certainly better than the trip we had last week to Charleston.
Coach, it's a 9-day West Coast trip. After the game in Portland tomorrow, what's the rest of the schedule look like?
Well, we drive on Monday morning to, we have a bus. We drive to Seattle, which is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and we train and stay in Seattle between the airport and the city, and we're going to be training at the Starfire facility, which the Seattle Sounders have used for their training facility for a number of years. a beautiful facility with all turf field, and obviously we're going to be playing on the all turf field at Tech Stadium. So it's going to be actually a good situation to get the guys bonded a little bit more, and we're looking forward to it. You can't beat these four cities we're going to. San Francisco, obviously not here to sightsee, but they're pretty spectacular places. San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver.
Coach Chase Harrison, we talked about his performance. It's been pretty solid as of late. Has this done anything as far as searching for that veteran goalkeeper? Is it maybe going to be on the back burner since he's played such a nice role in the nets?
Well, yeah, I was asked that question this morning on the show, and we've already made an offer to a 32-year-old international goalkeeper who's played in Portugal in the First Division, Premier League in England and the Championship, and also in Spain. And I don't think, you can you can replace what we've lost with Scott, but it has to be that type of player. Now, we would look at that on a short-term basis, a one-season deal, knowing that Scott's on a 3-year deal. And, at the same time, nurture Chase for the future, because he obviously is a good young keeper and he's doing very well. But he has to understand, obviously, as well as a pro, that this is his fourth game as a professional, and he can learn from a guy like this if the guy signs. Now, if we don't pull off a signing of a top-line keeper, and we're talking to a couple of others as well, we haven't made them offers, and Miola's gone by the wayside. So if we don't get that player, then obviously we'll persevere with Chase. And but we are trying to get that experience back there and leadership. And but Chase is doing a wonderful job for us, and I don't want to sort of compromise him in any way.
Coach, you just mentioned Miola's name briefly. I didn't catch what you said. Miola is gone, you said?
Well, we talked to Miola last week, and he's got one foot in business and one foot he still wants to play. He's back in Kansas City, where he started a business. He's trying to bring an investment group, he told me, to the United States from South America to like a GBAS USA type thing. So I didn't expect him to get back with any positive vibes as far as coming to us, but he was flattered with the offer that we'd thought of him, and it might have been a good fit, but I think he's to the point now where he's going to concentrate on his future in other avenues, and as well as coaching. I think he wants to coach as well. So, but we did have a serious 45-minute conversation with him excuse me, about 10 days ago. Excuse me, guys.
Yeah, Coach, take care of yourself there. You've had a long day, another long trip coming up this week, too. So, Coach, listen, congratulations. 3-1 win tonight over California. Some nice goals tonight, and hopefully it continues tomorrow in Portland.
Well, thanks, gentlemen. I appreciate it. It's always good to be on, and certainly better when we win.
That's for sure, Coach. We'll chat tomorrow night. Thanks for your time, and enjoy your evening in San Francisco.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, Laurie Calloway, head coach for the Rochester Rhinos. 3-1 win. So Miola was on the table. And then all of a sudden, he's too busy with the investment firm, I guess. That would have been a great signing. I've always been a Miola fan. I'm not going to lie to you.
Me too. It would create a huge buzz in the city. That right now, unfortunately, I think we need a buzz. This whole Sabres thing is not healthy for Rochester sports. I mean, they're creating a lot of, they're getting a lot of front page stuff and a lot of the first story of every newscast, and it kind of pulls away from our sport. It
definitely is. I was out to dinner tonight, and 3 tables around us, 3 different tables, Sabres. It's a bigger story than I thought.
Yeah, I see people with flags and stuff. I don't get it, though. Those guys are like figure skaters with sticks. I mean, what do people like about that stuff? They're skating. Where's their little thing, their little tutu? Why don't they do a little couple spins?
I'm not going to touch that one, Sam.
I don't get it.
Those guys they're studs. They're men. It's a great sport.
Well, they don't even have dentists. Nobody has teeth. I don't get it. It confuses me.
I would love to see you in a hockey uniform on skates.
Dude, I don't care how thick the ice is, it's cracking.
That would have been a skit for the Soccer Sam show. Soccer Sam in an Amerks jersey.
I'll admit, I watched the Sabres game the other night, and this is what I'm talking about. The game was great, but you could the electricity in the stands and everybody with their pom-poms and their faces painted and that's you got to create, man. You got to create that. We created in '96.
I remember the faces.
We would paint kids' faces. We went to every garage sale and got drums. You got to do that, and that's what these other teams just don't get.
You had that goofy guy with onions around his neck,
brother Anthony, and all the characters. You got to create, and that's how the World Cup was. In '94, when the World Cup was here, that's how it was. It was all these characters. So we brought all those characters to Fall River Stadium. Then we brought them to Frontier Field, and other people tried to simulate and imitate. So, you got to do that, but these new teams need to get with it. This is America. Instead of going to watch a game in a different country, a soccer game, go watch a football game or go to a hockey game and see what American sports fans are falling in love with. It's that night out, man. It's that hanging with your buddies, doing your thing, and it's just sad. Tonight, I just feel awful because I was all excited. They gave away thousands of tickets to all the high school kids, all the grammar school kids in the California area. Nobody shows up. That was all Lori Calloway's family there. That's the only ones that showed up.
We no joking aside, there was probably 200 people there.
If that.
And I got so excited for this team coming into the league with the ownership group that they've got, and I even did some research on the stadium. Sam, it's near Golden Gate Park. It's got a beautiful view of the city skyline.
Smog. Did you hear Lori Calloway coughing? It's the smog. It's all over the place over there.
That's south. That's in L.A.
Oh, I don't know.
But I thought, you know what, beautiful environment, packed the place, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 at least. It's unfortunate. And, they were flying sky high. What if they had 1,000 people there? It would have been great. They would have been even more excited. But for 200 people, how motivated can you be?
You got to have the bands at the halftime. You have to have the dancers. You have to make it a show. It's got to be a show. You got to go home, and that little kid's going to want to come back. When I was a kid, Joe, I didn't understand soccer. My dad took me to a Lancer game. It was everything else but the game that I was into.
Popcorn balls.
It was, that, and it was the dancers and the dragon and all the little things that, was part of it all. And they did it all by accident back then. They had no one to follow. And then when the indoor soccer started, that was like an event, man. They had the music and the fireworks and all that. And it was like I couldn't wait to go to a game. And I don't remember, honestly, to this day, I can't tell you any of the Lancer records. I can't tell you any of the Buffalo Blizzard records. I can't tell you any of the Buffalo Stallions records. But I remember distinctively in Buffalo they had some guy throwing stuff at the crowd and getting the kids going. I remember how the Flames used to come out when the players came out.
Buffalo Jack, I think.
Buffalo Jack, yeah, but that was it. Exactly.
The white tuxedo.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
And the same thing with Cleveland. I can't tell you when the Cleveland Crunch were in the league, the NPSL, what their record was. I remember they won a championship and I was there, but I remember their production when the players came out. It was like an event. Oh, they did the Star Wars theme. They did all this crazy stuff at halftime. I mean, that's what soccer is missing. And all these purists that I wanted to slap in the back of the head.
All right, here's my head. Go ahead.
Really.
No, but you're making me change my tune on this.
The game's got to be entertaining, and a tie just doesn't work in this country. It doesn't. And if you think, you don't play with the game, you don't touch it, you think about most of the things that you do, you would never be watching a game on a computer 5 years ago or 3 years ago. Things change. Yeah. You got to change with the times. ADD is so big out there. I mean, people don't have the attention span they used to have. Soccer's almost like chess now, and it's like you got to. It'll always be that. It's a thinking man's game. It's a purist game, but you got to build all around it. And unfortunately, these leagues in America just aren't getting it.
My perspective, I think, has changed since I became a parent. As a soccer fan, I can go and watch a game. It could be no music, no announcing, fine. But as a parent now, watching how my children are, there needs to be more. There needs to be more to bring them back, and hopefully they continue to do that. But, you're right. If I brought my kids to that game tonight, they'd be like, what is this?
Yeah, what are we doing at halftime?
Right.
Yeah, let's go, half a mile down the street and go get a hot dog.
This is one area I got to give Don Stevens credit. The guy. A game like tonight, he can paint a picture and make it exciting. That is a talent that not many people have. He paints the picture. It sounds like it's a World Cup final, and there's 65 people in the stands, but the guy does it. I tell you, it's amazing.
He's the Don of radio broadcasting, Joe. This is probably the latest we've ever gone on. It's 12:35, and the trivia's out there, and we just always need that one caller. Can we give him a little hint, maybe? It was the The California.
San Francisco Bay, and there's an NHL team with the same nickname.
Aha.
Any more?
I like that.
San Francisco Bay, and there's an NHL team who has the same nickname. Give us a call, 346-3000 or star 1040 on the Verizon Wireless. You've got 4 tickets to the Rhinos and Miami FC. You can give us a call at 346-3000. And the final score again tonight, Rochester 3, California 1. Carolina, big win in Atlanta tonight. You spoke with Chris Economides.
First win.
2-1 win. That's right.
First win in their franchise history. And he called me tonight to tell me that they won, and I congratulated them. And a lot of pressure for Chris. But I told him like a couple weeks ago when they lost their first game, I said, think about backing the Rhinos, man. You know, that was kind of a good omen. You lost some games, you built the momentum. I think they're going to have something special there in Carolina. You know, Carolina, Atlanta's looking great. They're Montreal's Montreal, Vancouver's Vancouver. Portland last night, I watched it, or the other night on Fox Sports Channel. Looked fantastic. I mean, Seattle's in a beautiful facility. They have to work on their attendance. And again, if you're a Seahawk fan and you go to a soccer game and at halftime, you know, you're basically waiting for the half to be over with.
The antics. Sammy wants the antics.
You got to make it a show. But a lot of these teams, Montreal gets it. You know what's sad is, like, a lot of the teams, it's so simple. Teams that followed what we did, Montreal's one of them. They saw what we did. We saw our success. They started doing it. Bob Leonarduzzi from Vancouver came to Rochester with 3 key people. We met with them for 3 days, gave them a lot of our insight, got them a lot of our ideas. They get it. They're doing it. I don't understand. If I'm gonna invest all this money in a team, you think you'd go and interview the teams that are making money and doing things right and try to learn from them. But they think, hey, it's soccer and it has to be pure, and you know they're gonna love it anyway because it's just soccer. They're just gonna come to see Mr. Kim that played 5 years ago for the Pittsburgh River Owls. It's like, I'm sorry.
Takes more than that, Sammy. And I hate to say this, but I'm seeing the light now with some of your comments. Believe it or not, I'm seeing it. Number is 346-3000. Paul in Rochester, welcome to the call-in show. Good morning, and how are you tonight or this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. Can I guess a trivia?
Who did Lori Calloway coach in the APSL from 91 to 95?
How about the San Francisco Bay Blackhawks?
You got it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a nice 4-ticket package to the Rhinos and Miami FC. Any thoughts? Did you watch the game or listen to the game tonight?
Yeah, I watched the game on the computer. Did they give Harrison an assist on that goal kick to Menyonger?
You know, officially, I heard the announcer at the stadium just give out the goal scorers. I never heard who got the assist, but as of this point, Soccer Sam and I give him the assist.
Okay.
Officially, who knows?
Okay, because I gave him the assist too.
Yeah, because, I mean, no one else touched it. It was a terrible defensive breakdown. Yeah. And a nice long goal kick, though, with the wind at his back.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and they never said anything. I didn't hear anybody say anything about an assist, so I just wanted to see if you guys said it was an assist, because I did.
Paul, did you hear the interview at halftime with Coach Calloway?
I don't think so.
Oh, it was Tim. It was the best close ever I heard from an interview.
What did he say?
He goes, "All right, Coach, thanks for your time, and we'll talk to you later, okay?" Beautiful.
Yeah, I've done worse than that, man.
I had Don Stevens on your station, and I turned down the USL Live because I didn't like that guy. And Don, you know, there's a delay there, but I dealt with it. So Don was like telling me what was happening, and then like 2 seconds later, it would happen or something. So
but doesn't he paint a good picture?
You know, wonder if there's a way where they could synchronize it better, either on the TV end or the radio end, where, because I tell you, a lot more people would be listening if it was synchronized. I've heard that from a lot of people. It's tough to watch and listen at the same time. But Don is in a league of his own, and you know nobody in his business is going to do what he does. So it'd be great to be listening to him. But it is an amazing thing to be watching. What did you think of the game overall? What did you think of the appearance of the facility and the California team?
Well, you know, I looked up Kezar Stadium on the internet there, and I guess the 49ers and the Raiders both played there at one point in time. It used to house 60,000 people, and they cut it down to like 9,000. It seems like a great place to, you know, start a new tradition out there. But, you know, I don't know. I saw what you saw basically in the stands. Not a lot of people there.
It was pretty sad. I wonder, did they knock down part of the stadium or did it collapse? I mean, what happened to all those seats?
I don't know.
Refurbished. We'll leave it at that. Well, Paul, you got 4 tickets to the Miami game.
Wait, I got to ask Paul a question, though. Dude, It's 12:30. What are you doing listening to soccer?
Well,
why aren't you out with...
game, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, are you a big Rhino fan?
I'm a Rhino fan, yeah.
From day one?
From day one.
All-time favorite Rhino?
Lord. Probably Onstad, I guess.
Onstad, probably one of the greatest players ever to play here. Maybe the greatest players ever to play in American soccer as a goalkeeper. And what do you think of this year's Rhino team compared to years past?
Well, I don't know, because they haven't scored a lot of goals before tonight, but they look pretty good tonight, so have to see what happens, I guess.
I think it's going to be a lot different tomorrow. Tough Portland team. But we seem to have a lot of luck up in Portland. Don't we have a good tradition up there, Sam?
We've never lost there.
Yeah.
We never lost there on that fake artificial turf.
Oh.
It's
That's the old school turf,
it's
right?
It's the stuff you got in your garage, the Italian living room
the
stuff.
stuff you keep tripping on. Well, Paul, stay on the line. Our producer, Nick, will get your information. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
And thanks for calling us this morning.
No problem.
Right,
Happy
Paul
Mother's Day.
Let's take a break here. You are listening to the Heineken Direct call-in show, also sponsored by Auction Direct. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam.
And here comes the service. High in the box. Punched away out by Harrison. As moving up from the 20, a chip shot in, and then puts over top of the crossbar by Harrison. Oh, a great save by Chase Harrison. Leaps in the air, got the fingertips on it, tipped it up over the crossbar. It came down, hit the top of the crossbar, and went behind the net.
Welcome back to the Heineken Direct call-in show, also sponsored by Auction Direct. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. Final score, Vancouver at Seattle.
3-1?
3-1, Vancouver winning that match. So now Vancouver goes with 11 points to the top of the table. Sam, we're going to wrap this thing up. It's early Mother's Day 2007. Your final thoughts tonight?
I got my wife her Mother's Day gift, and my mom.
I'm not going to tell my wife what you got your wife.
May 27th, I got her tickets to the game, the Italian night game. I did. And it's going to be a big game, and got to get there. Paytech. Well, there's a game, obviously, Tuesday night. It's USA against Argentina, under 20s. That's huge. Kids, bring your books, bring your cameras. Get pictures of some of the greatest future stars of American soccer that will be playing for the national team. And, Joe, there's rumors that some big MLS coaches are going to be there at that game. Their flights are booked. They're going to be in the club seats scouting some of these players. So the who's who of MLS soccer will be in the stands Tuesday night. So hopefully you fans will be there. The next Rhinos regular season home match is May 27th, and that's the game. I got my mom tickets, my wife tickets. I forget what a beautiful gift I get. I get a little soccer ball, get it signed by the players. It's just, you got to give them something they're going to really appreciate.
I think you got your wife and the mother of your children something a little more than just tickets, but we'll leave it at that.
Have a great night, Joe. See you tomorrow night.
All right, Soccer Sam, go to bed. He's a tired man. He's worked very hard today. Thanks for your time on the pregame and the postgame show. We're going to wrap this thing up tonight. The final score from Kezar Stadium in San Francisco. The Rhinos 3, the California Victory 1. For Don Stevens, our producer Nick Busco, and Soccer Sam, I'm Joe Giuliano saying ciao for now.